Is it?
Yeah. So indeed, welcome everyone to this week's episode 30 this week. It's very exciting.
Oh,
Whoa.
wow.
Yeah, crazy, right? So let's do a quick round of intros and we'll get right into it. Let's start off this week with Amber. I would like you all to introduce yourself, your character, and tell us what your character's favorite part of arts and crafts would be. Yeah, that's right. I went there.
Hi there. I am Amber Tenujaya. I play Grig, a goblin artificer, and arts and crafts is like that stupid thing kids do when they like cut up paper and glue, right? So I guess I would have to say if I was gonna make it arts and crafts for me, it would definitely be sharp objects. I like sharp objects.
I mean, isn't that what you just do? Adult version of arts and crafts?
Uh,
was gonna say,
no, what I do
kinda.
is not arts and crafts. It is artificing. It is a complicated art that takes skill and ingenuity. Thank you very much.
But it has
None of
art
that
and
like
crafts.
cut out a leaf shape because your teacher drew it stuff.
But it starts with art.
And ends up in crafts.
Stupid human. You just don't get it.
And
Anyway,
moving right along to Sarah.
Oh, hey, that's me. I'm never second. I'm always in the middle.
I'm changing it up.
Hi, I'm Sarah, and I play Olive, the half-orc druid. And I think her favorite part of arts and crafts is probably the scent of glue.
Okay. Fair enough. There's always one, so you know. Moving along to Tanner.
Hi, I'm Tanner. I am playing Adis, the human ranger. Favorite part of arts and crafts? Glitter.
Nice. I hate it,
Had to
but
be
that
one.
makes sense.
Ugh.
It
Ugh.
gets everywhere, and you'll be finding it everywhere for the next 6 months.
It's crafts herpes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Once
We
you
used
have
to
it,
find
it
glitter that
never
was
goes
a-
away.
Years old.
Yeah.
Years old.
I have
There's this one
definitely
time-
found years old glitter and sequins in my apartment, so
There was one time I went to a party and like it rained like this glitter confetti stuff down. I found it in shoes that I didn't even wear that year.
Uh-huh.
I was like, how?
yeah,
Anyway.
that all
My gym-
tracks.
Yeah, my before times gym was frequented by burlesque dancers, and yeah, there was glitter. I would come home and I'd be like, "How is there glitter in my tool bag?"
Yep.
Well, let's move on to Matt.
Hello, I'm Matt. I'm playing Spoot, Total Cleric. And maybe Spoot's favorite arts and craft project would be like making something out of clay, maybe? It kind of reminds him of mud a little bit, and he can make like cool little
Fish.
pots and jars to store his fish in. Yeah.
All right. I love it. A little clay work. And Mike, round us out here.
Yes, my name is Mike. I play Defect, Warforged Barbarian. And Defect will probably share the same point of view on Grid.
Of course.
It's stupid, so he'll take his axe and whatever is in front of him, he'll just smash it up. But in a twist of irony, will create something so beautiful that people from all over the world will come and just give praise to for what happened to Defect. And that's his view on art.
So Defect's favorite part of arts and crafts is the irony.
It is, yes.
All right. Well, that's
Irony
great.
and the pointlessness. It fits with your ethos
Fantastic.
of yeah.
Wonderful. Although the arts are important. I just want to preface that. So
They are. No.
Just
But
not
I
the
did once
crafts.
work
We don't
at
like
a
the crafts.
Not
yeah,
the
the
crafts.
crafts,
I
like
was
whatever. The
smashing
arts are
things.
important. The crafts, not so much. Who needs to know how to build a birdhouse, right?
The
But
birds.
indeed. Thank you all. A quick shout out. Jeruviel, thanks for following. You followed us a little while ago. Appreciate that. And hello to Son of Yoda for hanging out in chat today.
Yeah, Jerry.
Yeah.
Jerry.
Uh, So welcome all. Let's dive into this week's episode of Nuuli Forged with a little recap. Last time on Nuuli Forged, the party spent a day recuperating from their battles against the Red Crows in the town of Southbrook. Olive spent time with her friend Flora a goblin healer who disguises herself as a halfling woman. Spoot checked in on Suzanne, the wounded acolyte of Pelor, and met a new fishing companion in the form of Old Pete. In the form of Old Pete, not the farm. Greg took a javelin and spent time carving some runes in it, presenting Defect with a new Javelin of Returning, and also made some magical adjustments to Adis's bow, imbuing it with the magical ability to fire even if Adis has no ammunition. The party has regrouped at the South Broke Tavern, where Craig, the owner, found a crumpled note in the debris, obviously written by the Red Crows. His wife, Viva, was able to translate it from Giant and inform the party of its contents. It was a missive from a figure named Greyclaw, proclaiming themselves to be the new Baron of South Broke, and instructing Lakama to keep the villagers in line. The letter also mentioned that Greyclaw and possibly other Red Crows have set up shop in the much larger town of Fayharbor, with some nefarious purpose in mind. Concerned about the Red Crows sending reinforcements, the party has set off from Southbrook, Adis magically increasing their speed, but night is setting in, and the party must decide whether to rest or to press on through the night. So, as we begin, you all have just spent a few hours running exceptionally quickly due to Adis's Longstrider spell. And the night is setting in. So my question becomes, are you going to press forward through the evening, or are you going to take a rest and do some watches? It's up to you.
I think rest.
Well, I mean, have we seen any signs of anyone on the way? It's been a while. It's been a day at least, right?
Yeah, they have they have probably about a day and a half on you at least in terms of starting time.
Right.
And
Have
you
we
know
seen
that at
any
least one of
signs
them
of
was
anything?
flying.
Right.
Go ahead and make a survival check. Anyone who wants to can. To see if you've noticed any
I
signs.
will let Greg try.
That's a 6.
With a 6, you have not noticed anything out of the ordinary on the road.
Cool.
Great. Olive, you have seen a few sets of footprints, so you definitely know that people have come this way in the past couple of days, but you can't quite figure out the number of folks.
Not
Spoot,
helpful.
everything seems just fine to you with a 10. Nothing out of the ordinary.
I'm tired from walking so fast.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Are we traveling along roads across the plains?
Yeah, so if you look at the continental map of Johanna,
Which we haven't seen in a while.
yeah, I will show you kind of where you're running off to.
It's like I got one right here.
Yeah, yeah, Spoot,
we
you pull it out, and you can see that you all have spent most of your time in Southbrook, kind of down here on the southern edge of the lake, of Broken Lake.
Didn't. Okay. You didn't ping.
Oh, sorry, I was
Yeah.
on the wrong layer. There you go.
Okay.
There's our lake.
Yep. So you've been kind of here down by Southbrook.
It's much smaller than I thought.
And Fayharbor is up here, kind of at the eastern coast, near a big bit of river that kind of pours into the lake. You have been told that it is going to be about 4 or 5 days, depending on how quickly you travel. So yeah.
Do we want to push on through part of the night to make up a little bit of time? It's not like we're gonna run. It's not like we're gonna get there tomorrow.
I'm very tired. That used up a lot of magic.
We do have to rest at some point, so it's either rest now and
And I
get an
don't-
early start, or rest during the day tomorrow.
And if we
Yeah, I mean, I guess we can rest and then start early tomorrow.
if we try to keep running, it might get a bit more difficult.
That's fair.
Also, I can't see.
That's fair.
Meow meow meow.
You're not a cat right now, are you?
I think Sarah might be.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I found my ears.
Honestly, I thought for the sake of the trivia, saying that Spoot was secretly allergic to cats, but
That would have been hilarious. Or defect. But yeah, I think we should bed down for the night, because, I mean, most likely they're going to be bedding down for the night as well.
Yeah, but they're way ahead of us. Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, tomorrow I can speed us up a little bit again and just use all of my magic.
Okay.
Works for me.
All right, great. Then you may go ahead and do so. Set up some watches.
People could take the first one.
Okay.
If we're gonna take a long rest, I can add long strider so that I can take some of those spell slots from you, Adis.
Okay. Yeah, because it's just a level 1, and then if you cast it for every level above, you can cast it on an additional person. But I think defect is already at 40 feet of movement speed, so it'd be more for the 4 of us.
Right. So it's at first. So I can only do 3.
No. You don't need. It's not 1 spell per slot.
It's one additional creature for each level above first. I've only
Oh,
got
I thought you meant
level
just like
spots.
3 casts. Right. I mean, that's
No.
more spots than I have, so. I used my only 2 level second spell slots for the first bout, and then I used 4 level 1s for the second.
Gotcha. I see what you're saying. So I could do 2 3s and get everybody,
Yes.
or a 3 and a 2.
I would start with the lower level spell slots, so
Yeah.
save it a little bit.
Yeah.
But I will take second watch.
Great.
I can go third.
Okay.
Yeah, I can go whenever. I
can go whenever.
Well, who's going to take fourth watch? That's really all that needs.
We did pick first, yeah.
Yep. Defect's going to start, and then Adis will do second. Spoot will do third.
I'll take 4th then.
All right. Cool.
Ooh, I get to sleep in.
we should come up with.
Extra Greg.
We should come up with a calendar for who gets to sleep in.
On Tuesdays.
It's kind of always you, though, isn't it?
No,
Don't you only require 4 hours?
Often.
I'm a human.
No. All of you need at least 8. All of you need a long rest, which is 8 hours of sleep and rest and recovery.
I don't know where I got that from. If I thought it was some weird class feature or something. Never mind.
That's how the homebrew and
there are
podcast worked.
Yeah. There are some creatures who
elves.
only need 4 hours of trance time. But they still spend the other time meditating and but they can be aware when they're doing it. It's a weird elf thing. But regardless,
I could go warlock and then take the Book of the Moon and just do all 4 watches.
That's true. But until that time, Defect, go ahead and roll a perception check.
There it is.
Big ol' 7. Yeah, with a 7. It is a quiet night out here. You can see that the plains, the forest edge has kind of receded a bunch. And there's a lot more brambles and thorny bushes kind of off on the sides of the roads. And it's more rocky, kind of starting to be more rocky as opposed to waving grasslands that you saw further south. But that is all that you really notice on your watch.
I take that information to heart, and if nothing else is happening, I'll wake up Adis.
All right. You awaken Adis.
I guess it's that time already.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I would also like to just because I haven't used it today. Use detect portal, so anything within a mile.
Nope, nothing.
Ew, gross. Hold on. That didn't do much better.
All right, with a 15. So yeah, with a 15, right now the road is kind of skirting around away from the lake. But you can still see it. It's massive and it is twinkling black even in this fairly dark evening. The stars are kind of shining a little bit. So it is easy enough to see. The light of the two moons is reflecting off of it. And you also notice that the area around where you are on the terrain is more brambled and rocky than lush and grassy. And the forest is kind of edged away. So it's you're starting to understand why this area is called the Brambled Plains, because it's a lot of low underbrush and bramble and thorny bushes. And
Alright.
and you can see, looking out at the lake now, with the starlight, you can see a few like flints or like glints of something in the broken off mountaintops that reside within the lake. So,
Like something shining from the middle of the lake?
not so much shining as catching light. So, probably some form of mica or something that
Oh, okay.
just happens to be glinting a little bit.
Gotcha.
Glitter.
Yeah, glitter.
God damn it. How to get over there?
Gets everywhere, I'm telling you. Can't trust it.
It was those big storms.
Right? Is that what I was frozen in? Can I... and then just before I wake up Spoot, I'll just like stoke the fire a little bit just to... Because they just probably would have let it die down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally.
Spoot.
Yeah, you stoke the fires and awaken the Spoot.
The spoot. Nice. Oh well. Is it time to watch already? Oh well, I guess I was a little more tired from that brisk walking we did than I thought, and I'll stumble out of the cave. And here we go. Whoops.
All right. It appears to be
Pretty average, right?
Yeah, it's a calm, easy day, or night rather. Sorry. No problems. The breeze is kind of soothing. It's a nice night. You can see there's thorn bushes around. Not much of a forest anymore. A little rocky. And a big dark lake kind of off in the distance that you can see. The road probably catches up and runs along the side again at some point, maybe. But right now, who knows?
Very good. I will go wake our last watcher, which is Olive tonight, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'll go wake her up. I actually don't know if I've woken Olive yet, so I will kind of maybe gently shrug her on the shoulder or something.
Sure.
I think I avoided it last time.
Possible. All right. I'm feeling very perceptive this morning.
Oh, great. Yeah, with the 22. Olive, you awaken,
Well done.
and you notice everything that everybody else has noticed. But you're also familiar with this area, so
Right.
you know that the Brambled Plains are called the Brambled Plains because of all the thorns and brambles. So it makes sense that they'd be there now. Additionally, besides just the fleck of mica kind of glinting, which is not an uncommon occurrence, you know that people see it in the mountains on the lakes. You know that people have gone over to check it out and come back with nothing. You also see two forms taking off just before not taking off, but just before the dawn breaks. You see two giant winged forms flying through the air, kind of out over the lake.
Ooh.
You can make a nature check for me.
I would love to make a nature check. So
Yeah.
natural.
Yeah, with a 21, they are definitely giant eagles.
Ooh. Yeah, Olive is on top of things this morning.
Yeah. Nothing is getting by you. But yeah, you watch as they dive into the lake as the sun just before the sun begins to crest over from the east, snagging a couple of very large red trout each, and then flying off back over your head to wherever their eyrie may be.
Alright.
Yeah. But yeah, the sun rises and people start to wake up and join you around the day. And the day is y'all's.
You ready to go? We ready to go? Hey, let's go. You ready to go?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah,
All
let's
right.
go.
You ready? I'm ready. Let's go. Hi.
Not all of us
Morning.
got to sleep in, Greg.
Well, I mean, this is I haven't. That's like, yeah, it's been a long. Hi. You ready to go? I didn't know it would feel like this.
Who let Greg near the espresso?
I didn't. I just not having to get like woken up. I don't know. I feel really awake. It's
Well,
weird.
do you want to? You can do the whole night's watch tomorrow night if you really want to.
No, that's stupid.
Do we have time to make a little breakfast, or do we need to
I
get
could
moving?
cast the long strider
Yeah.
on everyone but Greg, and then
I throw a good berry in Spoot's mouth as he's talking.
I was kind of hoping for something a little more, but that'll do. We should get going. We are in a hurry.
I pat Greg on the head in long strider.
Okay.
Smack his hand.
I got two of us, I guess.
All right. Great.
I'll slap myself then next.
All right. Cool.
Then I guess I'll tap Spoot. Spoot
So-
me.
Yeah. So you all start off very quickly this morning, and away you go, no problem whatsoever. Go ahead, make a survival check, whoever is leading the party.
Well, it's probably me, isn't it? Since it's my homeland.
I'll give her advantage.
Great.
I
Yeah,
can
with
need
a
it.
with a 21, no
She
problem.
don't need that.
It helps a lot that you're actually on the road as opposed to traveling through, wilds and whatnot. But you all move very quickly and have a very uneventful day of travel. And don't pick up any additional traces of anything. All of you are aware of the tracks that you have seen before. Like people have obviously moved in this direction fairly recently, but
But we knew that.
yeah, you think it might be anywhere between like 3 and 7 people. So it doesn't seem like it's a huge number who may have evacuated Southbrook alive.
We're not following an army, but we're following several people.
Correct.
That sounds like a New York doorbell.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, the guy's here to pick up my laundry.
Ooh, fancy.
Fancy.
All right, well. Yeah, so Longstrider runs out, but you all keep on moving. Unless you want to cast it again, which is entirely up to you.
I'll do another round of it. I'll
Okay.
use 2 more spell slots, so all my
Okay.
first levels are gone.
Okay.
Clicked the
If it-
wrong thing.
I'm using
if it
another second level, so that takes care of 2 more of us.
I was gonna say, if it helps, I can pick up Greg, and Greg can just hang out on my shoulder.
Ride.
I mean, you can do that for a while, but then you'll have to start making checks because,
Well,
I mean, I
maybe
could always
an
do
hour.
sensibility and make you super strong. For
more so because
Well,
Grig is a living being more so than because of how much they weigh.
that's
They
fair.
probably struggle.
Nah, defects
No.
carry me.
I imagine it's more like they get distracted and start pointing to things and go like, oh, what's that over there? And then Defect has to like recenter everything.
Like turning their head.
Yeah, it's more like having a kid on your back, like, having
Or
a
I
kid.
like pull out a project and start working on it on top of his head and like drop my screwdriver and be like, wait.
Yeah, exactly. So there would be checks involved with that. It's doable, but just saying. But so you get on moving fast again, make up quite a bit of distance, and make some good headway into your travels. You can see that the road is veering back towards the lake now. So you'll be running parallel to the coast for a while, which is kind of pretty and very nice to see.
Sounds scenic.
Yeah, totally. But great. The day goes by uneventfully. Nothing crazy happens. So day 2 completes, and you can all do a watchful rest if you are so inclined.
So
I can take first watch.
we're making really good time with the long strider.
I mean, it lasts for an hour, so you're covering twice the distance every time you do it.
Okay.
And I'm assuming you're going at a comfortable pace and not outright running for the full day.
Yeah.
It's not a sprint.
We're not Yurkai.
Right. Fantastic.
I just like making that sound. Sorry.
It's whatever. Float your boat. It's all good. No problem here.
Greg, are you struggling? Are you panting?
No, I'm just imagining like running and like marching really fast and like the sinister approach because we're stalking them and we're gonna kill them. And is that weird?
No.
I don't think it's weird.
No.
I think about that kind of thing all the time. It's just like, oh, how do we look when we're coming into this scenario?
I hope that formidable is the adjective most people choose when they see us coming.
Right? So doesn't that like make you feel big and like, oh.
Sure.
I never thought about that before, Greg. I'll keep that in mind.
Okay.
And I'll just like to play along. I'll just sort of like shrug my shell up a bit as I march forward.
All right.
This is a great image.
I'll do second watch again.
Okay. Go ahead, do some watches then, y'all.
I'll be first.
Would you like some extra guidance on your first watch, Greg, or you feel pretty?
No,
spot-
sure, yeah. You know, my perception modifier might be 0 if you were to, ask a quantifying thing.
I don't know, whatever you mean.
Plus, oh yeah, that's good.
Oh yeah, see that's helpful.
You
Total
beat
of
my
12.
score last night.
You rolled
Wonderful.
performance.
What?
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
They're a little excited.
It's the
adrenaline
same
high.
modifier. It's okay. Take the roll.
No, wrong stat, reroll.
As you do your
Same modifier.
good weather dance, you realize it didn't work, and a windstorm kind of comes up, and rain starts pelting the area.
Oh, no.
So your dance was not appreciated by whatever weather deities exist.
That's too bad.
It might have been a rain dance instead of a sun dance.
Yeah, more study is required, Greg.
Yeah, all right, okay. That idea didn't pan out.
But
Should I roll perception? It's the same modifier.
yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
But yeah, with a 12, the rain is fairly heavy actually, and it's a good thing you got the tent staked out as quickly as you did. So it is, because it is coming down, and it kind of obscures everything. So you don't really make out anything interesting, but you can tell the road is definitely getting muddy.
Gross.
Okay.
Awesome.
But nothing comes and eats you while you're on watch, so that's good.
That's good. I will then wake up Adis and be like, hey, by the way, when you wake up, Defect or Boot, whichever one of them is next, I'll do a spell so they can see, and that might help their watch not suck.
Okay.
So have them wake me for a second, and I'll just hit him with this, and I pull out a pair of like pliers.
Nothing says welcome to the middle of the night like being hit with pliers.
Nothing terrifying about that at all.
Are you sure? Are you sure? I mean, they'll certainly be seeing stars. I don't know if those are the right ones, though.
No, that's not what I mean. You know that I use tools for. You're just plain dumb. Have them wake me up. It's
Okay,
rainy.
good.
They should be able to see. It's fine. There's no stars tonight.
Oh. Okay.
See, it's raining.
I can see perfectly, Greg.
Let's say, presumably with that perception check, he can tell that.
Indeed. As soon as you are awoken and throughout this conversation, you can hear the rain pelting down upon the top of the tent that you also wonderfully share.
I think there's a 60% chance it's already raining.
Indeed. So you get out, you do your watch, and indeed it is raining. You can tell that the road is going to be muddy overnight and hopefully will dry out tomorrow during the day, but it might make travel a little more interesting.
Too bad
But-
this isn't the woods.
Spook's
Yeah.
gonna make pots.
But probably whatever tracks you guys have noticed probably won't be visible after tonight. So you spend a kind of wet evening on watch, kind of huddled up under whatever shelter you can finagle.
And I
Like
see
this giant
everything.
tent.
Yeah, nothing threatening comes by. It seems the rain is discouraging most creatures from coming out.
I'm just gonna say, like, unless I say otherwise, just like on my watch, I'll always use detect portal.
Okay.
Because I get 2 a day and I just don't use them, but something might happen.
Yeah. You do not detect any portals this evening during your watch. You do see something though off to one side of the road as you're looking around.
Sus.
Yeah, it's a weird shape. The campfire it has gone out because of the rain. But so you can't tell exactly what it is, but you could go and investigate it if you want.
Sure.
All right.
What's the worst?
I will. How far into my watch is this?
It's probably about halfway.
All right, I'm just going to tap defect. I'll be back in 5 minutes. I see something in the rain.
Yeah, it's right across
Right here.
on the other side of the road, so it's not
Yeah.
too far.
But just in case, to have someone else awake.
Okay.
And then I will run across.
Yeah, you reach down, or you get across to where it is, and it's at your feet. It's not a very large thing. It's just a shape in the darkness. The rain is obscuring it from vision, but it looks about hand-sized. So
No.
Wait, can I ritual cast? No, I can't. I forgot. Do I sense magic coming off of it?
I mean, do you normally sense magic when you see something just automatically?
I mean, Arcana. I don't know. I
mean,
don't Arcana check shit.
Are you gonna pick it up, or are you just gonna let it sit there on the ground?
I'll pick it up. Sure.
All right, you pick it up, and as soon as you grab it, you can tell it's metal. And you pick it up, and it's covered in mud, and you kind of wipe some of the mud away, and it appears to be like a gold wrist torque.
Ooh.
Oh?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll walk back to the camp with my shiny new thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's still pretty muddy and dirty, but yeah, it's a thing.
Soon to be shiny.
Fair enough.
And then I'll just, come back to the tent. Alright, it's fine. And I'll
Great.
finish out my watch.
Yeah, nothing else of note occurs during your watch.
I would like to continue cleaning it, though, and, I'll use some of my water skin, too.
Sure, I mean, there's water right outside. You just stick it
Oh.
out
There's
there.
a water shortage.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that.
It is still
Do you know
raining.
how long it
Well, the
takes
water-
to
the water-
wash something in the rain?
It's also my water skin's starting to get a little stale, so...
I assume you replace it whenever you need to.
I haven't had switched this water out since the desert.
Yee. We
Um,
are on a lake, you
Yeesh.
know. There's plenty of water.
Remember that Avatar episode where they're in the
Yeah.
desert? She's like, "You use this water against the swamp creatures."
yeah. You use this to bend on. Is that your bending water? You use this against the swamp
Yes.
people. Drink cactus
Yeah.
juice. It'll quench you. It's the quenchiest.
No, that's the mushroom liquor we have.
Indeed.
Oh no.
Anyway, your watch ends and you wake up whoever you want to wake up.
I'll tap Greg first.
Yeah.
I think Spoot might like the rain, so let's wake up. I'm gonna wake up Spoot,
Okay.
and I'll knock on Spoot's shell.
Mm-hmm. Spoot is
And-
awoken.
As soon as Spoot's nose sticks out, I'm just gonna boop
Bop.
with the pliers and cast Dark Vision.
Does
Okay.
Greg say boop?
No.
Oh.
Silent boop.
Oh, what? What?
Oh
Um,
no.
Good morning. Let me whack you in
Oh.
the face with these pliers.
oh, Greg, sorry. That was weird. But thank you.
Yes.
Yeah,
now,
yeah, yeah.
now that the Spoot snoot boop has happened, um,
Spoot, snoot, boop.
Say that.
Way to wake up.
Spoot, go ahead. Give me a perception check during your
Oh, yeah.
watch.
How does it feel to see like the rest of us?
What? Oh. Well,
This
isn't
is-
that something?
Yeah, this is what it's like.
Yeah, once
Huh.
you step outside and or once you have this cast on you, you see everything in the tent just fine. It's just all in grayscale.
The dice
Oh.
know.
That's. Oh wait, I am having trouble pulling it up. Oh wow, look at that!
Yeah.
Oh
So
wow, isn't that interesting? This is what it looks like all the time.
At night,
Oh, oh yeah.
Yeah.
though sometimes it makes, in my opinion, sometimes it makes monsters a little bit more scary.
Oh, I could see that. Yeah, yeah. This is. Oh, this is very interesting. Thank you. I'm gonna have to.
Of course,
get used
I'm
to
gonna
this.
go back to sleep though.
Oh yes, yes, yes. I've got it. I feel quite alert now.
Now that you've been smacked in the face with a set of pliers.
Yeah, that'll wake you up.
It was gentle-ish.
That was just on shore.
It's still a piece of metal, but
I was still waking
And you
it.
poked in his
Right.
face as soon as he went.
Is Spoot up on his tetanus shot?
That is, I
It
want you to
doesn't
know
break
that
the skin. He's
That is-
fine.
that is the most vulnerable moment for a turtle. The action of sticking their head out of the shell.
Oh,
There's
really?
that whole like 1 second window where they don't know what's out there.
Indeed.
That's so cute and terrifying, and now I want to just baby every turtle I see now. It's okay.
All right. So
Baby.
Spoot, on your watch, the rain is still coming down. It seems to be getting a little bit easier, as though it's passing. But it is very quiet. You can see. You can't see very far with this vision. You only can see about 60 feet before it's just all blackness. But you don't see anything threatening as you look around in this new kind of grayscale dark vision that you currently have on you. But nothing terrible comes on your watch. Nothing attacks you. Nothing comes by. The road is muddy, but that's just kind of normal in the rain. So yeah,
I'm
your
curious
watch ends. Yeah, your watch ends without incident.
Is it staying perfectly dry in the tent? Because we haven't sat through this much rain before.
Yeah, the interior of the tent is perfectly fine.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah, remember how it maintains a perfect, comfortable
Yeah.
atmosphere?
Yeah.
Obviously,
Magic.
it obviously extends to rain.
It's a lovely tent.
Oh.
Yeah, you guys got a good one. And you killed those poor hobgoblins who gave it to you. Anyway,
Eh, they had-
One walked away.
that's true. One did walk away.
I don't remember that. That's
To plot his
sad.
revenge!
Olive doesn't remember that at all.
I gave him a warning. If I ever saw him on the roads again, that was it.
You did. So yeah, Spoot,
They
your
didn't give it to us.
your
They
your
left it. They were no, no guilt.
Spoot, your watch is over. Who are you gonna wake up?
Spook's like, who's left? um, defect, I guess, would be like the default. I'm used to waking, OG party members, so I'll wake defect.
All right, great. Defect, go ahead. Give me a perception roll.
Right.
All
Wait,
right.
don't your new eyes knock out disadvantage in low light too?
Yeah.
Sounds
All
about
right. Oh, Defect had a little
You need to
Defect?
reboot.
Yeah.
had a little stall. Great.
Install it. I'm good.
Yeah.
Installing an update, yeah.
So with a 15 defect, you can tell the rain is letting up a bit more. Probably by the time your watch is over, it'll just be a drizzle. But you don't notice anything dangerous or threatening around you. And it's pretty quiet out there. It seems like any creatures that would be out are removed or staying at home this evening due to the rain. But,
Okay.
but eventually, indeed, your watch comes to an end. The sun rises in the east and does start. What's it called? Evaporating. Thank you. Evaporating the bit of water that's, or the puddles of water start slowly evaporating as the rain kind of dies away with the sunrise.
Is my armor still wet from the rain?
No, it's fine.
Okay. Then need to bring that out.
Yeah. I mean, I assume that you do that either before going to bed or before, like, you set off, during the time when those who need to pray are praying and meditating for spells and whatever other things. It's part of the morning get stuff done time. Spoot, as you slept after your watch, you did dream about something kind of weird that you've never really dreamt of before. You dreamt of a three-sided building. It was pretty tall, but it just had three sides.
A pyramid?
Nope.
So there's a missing side.
Imagine
Like
like
the Flatiron?
the Flatiron building. It's a triangle-shaped building. Is kind of what you
I see what you mean now.
what you dreamed.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be a triangle from above, but anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it? Just a building? Like off in the distance?
It's got other buildings around it, but it towers over them by some amount. You can't really tell. But you do indeed take note of this. The image of this three-sided building stays in your mind.
No silver skin lady or anything. No personage. No words.
No.
Okay, interesting. I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah, no problem.
I may, given that, I may approach. You said there were other buildings around. Did it look like it was in a city?
There were other buildings around. You didn't get too much out of the dream other than this one. The only thing that was really like in focus was the building.
Okay, I may take a moment if it occurs during our morning routines to find Greg and perhaps Adis together nearby to just sort of mention that, like, I had the strangest dream last night. I saw some. It was a building, and it had three sides. Everything's a bit fuzzy, but there were other buildings around it, so I don't know if it was in a town or something.
I mean, did it look bigger than a village?
Oh yes, I think so. The building was very tall. Yeah, just something struck me about it, almost like it was like I should know what it is, but I don't.
Was it on fire?
No,
Then we didn't do it.
it wasn't
Then
us.
it-
We weren't there.
That's
It's fair.
Then it's
Did
not
you-
our fault.
Did you see any symboldry, heraldry?
No, no symbols. Not that I can remember.
So just a triangle building?
Yeah, isn't that odd? Has anyone ever?
Okay, like a triangular prism or a triangle pyramid.
No, not a pyramid. More like a prism, I suppose. It was. I'll like do my hands in the shape. It's like this.
Okay.
Anyone seen anything like that? It's certainly not from where I'm from.
Does
Yeah,
that
I don't know. Have I DM?
Make a history check, Greg.
I suppose I should too. I guess I never asked about that, but maybe I should as well.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
we
rolled
don't
an
have that
18.
here by the lake, really.
With an 18, Greg, you know that back in Winton, there was a three-sided building that was a library.
All right. I mean, there's a library in Winton that's three-sided. Do you think it's a library? Why would you dream about the library?
I can't imagine why I would dream about a library.
sounds like a
Library in
terrible
place you've
dream.
never been.
I mean,
Um,
also, but why would you dream about a library in Winton?
Spoot,
that's a good.
in conjunction with the history check you just rolled, roll a religion check.
Oh, okay. I just thought I probably should have asked originally. Religion. Not as strong as my history, it turns
Cool.
out.
Between the two, you have read some books about like various architectures that are used often in various motifs for religious buildings, and you know that one of the symbols for Ayun is an eye inside of a triangle, and Ayun is the goddess of knowledge and lore. Like study and bookkeeping, that kind of stuff.
Sounds boring.
She is
It
called
does
the knowing
not.
mistress. She
does not.
she believes, and not just like knowledge and like hoarding it. She believes that knowledge should be shared.
Yes, I have a similar philosophy. It is not boring. Knowledge is very powerful if you know what to do with it.
Sure, just going into a room full of books. I'd rather learn on the go.
Well, I mean, there's something to be said about both manners of knowledge, but this library does sound intriguing, and obviously we have other matters in the near future. But perhaps it's worth a visit to Grig's home if fate takes us that way.
Jared, just for shits,
Mm-hmm.
would there be any buildings in the past that sound like that?
Make a history check. See
Oh,
how.
I was about to roll my actual dice, Jesus. that roll will
If you-
probably be better.
If you had the fancy ones with the Bluetooth chip in them, you could do that.
No.
With a 6, Adis, the only like triangle-shaped buildings that you really knew about were like the tops of various homes back in Lycos. There was the occasional obelisk, but those tended to be like four-sided and then like taper up to a needlepoint.
Mm. So my physical dice, I just rolled a natural 20.
Yeah. Nice.
Sorry,
Nice.
Jared.
Yeah,
I rolled my paladin dice, the ones that have been giving me all those nice rolls.
Oh, nice. Sorry, Jared. Can you remind me again the what was the connecting thought for how I recognized Iyun? I was trying to write my notes and I missed part of that in all the writing.
A common symbol and theme in her architecture is a triangle, because one of her symbols is an eye superimposed over a triangle. You don't know why, but you know that that's a motif that she uses.
It's the
Like
strongest
the
shape.
Deathly
And
Hallows.
Hexagon is the bestagon.
All right.
Okay, great. I might just throw that out there to anyone as I'm just like thinking of these things. It's like, is anyone else familiar with Ayun, the goddess of knowledge?
No.
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 Never mind.
Why? Should we be? Is that your goddess?
No.
Does it have to do with the triangle thing? Is it why
might.
the library is shaped like a triangle?
Maybe.
Interesting. I never went to the library, but it's there.
Well, we should go.
Yeah.
Is Winton nice?
It's kind of far from here.
Well, I don't
Greg
mean.
just looks sideways and uncomfortable. Looks at Defect shifty eyes.
Inside check. not for like not in a negative way. Just like I want to know what's causing Greg discomfort.
Oh, it's pretty obvious. Greg doesn't really want to go there.
Never
Doesn't think
mind.
it's a
I'm
great
not going to get
idea.
anything out of that, so we'll just go with the surface.
Wait,
in this instance, Spoot, it is very obvious that Greg, for whatever reason, really isn't a fan of like returning to their home.
Okay. Well, maybe I'll do that on my own time, and I'll just kind of say that in passing and walk away. Are we ready?
Sure.
Oh yeah, I've been walking this whole time.
All right,
All right.
You all get up and go.
Just walking in circles around.
We ready? Let's go. Get warmed up.
I'm
Practicing my
gonna.
stalking.
I'll boop Greg on the nose.
All
What?
right.
Ow!
I'll boop spoot.
Don't walk into my finger next time.
Well, warn me it's coming, and then I'll stop.
All right, long strider.
All right. Are you?
I got spoot in myself.
All right.
Yep.
So you long strider up, and you make some pretty good progress the morning. Even though it was raining pretty hard, it seems that the road that you're on is hard packed enough that it doesn't like stay mucky and murky as you're going. It's like it's wet topsoil, but then it kind of like slops off, and it's fairly hard packed clay underneath.
It's not
So-
squishy.
It's not squishy. It's it's designed to be a well traveled road. So it's fairly easy going for the most part. The spell ends. You've made some good travel. Go ahead, give me a survival check. Somebody who's leading. Cool. With a 17, with a 17, 18, you two figure you've made a goodly amount of time. You're probably only like a little over a day away from Fayharbor at this point. So you've been making good time. You've been navigating the road fairly successfully. So that's great. Cool. So yeah, that first hour goes by. Are you going to cast it again, or are you just going to go normal pace?
I would say Well, actually, we can. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can travel up to 6 hours. We can actually do 8 hours with Long Strider if we burn off all of our spell slots. It's up to you guys. Or
1, 2, 3.
because both your third levels will count as an hour each.
Yep.
Well, the first casting has worn off, so it's up to you what
Right.
you want to do.
Well, let's do it at least one more time.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll boop Greg and myself again.
All right.
Booping spoot myself.
All right. So you all boop and head on going. Or getting on. Great. Everybody go ahead and give me a perception check.
You mean performance?
No.
Greg's going to do another song and dance.
Great.
Haha.
I'll probably make it rain again.
So
20.
Yeah, Spootinatus. You see up around a bend. It looks like a bunch of logs or something have fallen into the road. And where you are right now, the road is kind of skirting the edge of the lake, kind of on like a cliff, and there's like a raised cliff up above it. The raised cliff probably goes like 100 feet in the air. Um, and you can see like there's some debris. It might be from a like a little landslide or something that happened over the night.
Is it passable?
Does it look like it has an? It was an actual landslide?
You're gonna have to get a lot closer to figure that out.
Okay. Because that just seems a little suspicious.
I mean, it rained a lot, but sure.
Then roadblocks have traumatized Tanner.
Okay, good to know.
We're here in the land of the caves, and we have that sometimes.
Historically, Spoot doesn't like them either, you know. So
Sure.
I'm gonna cast.
Was that the
I'm gonna cast
hobgoblin
turn.
fight? There was
I'm gonna-
hobgoblins and bandits.
I'm gonna cast turn on roadblock.
Turn roadblock. Okay, great. So yeah, you kind of make the turn, and you can get up close and like investigate it if you want. Like it's there.
Do I see signs of other people?
Make a perception check. And like, what are you like looking? Like, where are you looking? Because
Like
there's
footprint.
yeah, there, just to give you kind of a general layout of what this area looks like. You know, there's a turn off that like has like a bit of like water dripping down like from a spring or something that kind of pools around to one side, makes a little like puddle. There's the cliff kind of up on one side. There's a bit of like grass like in the elbow of the turn you just did, like where people have obviously camped before and like pulled off wagons and stuff. Like the grass is churned up a bit, but there's still like a central grass, like a pull off on the highway kind of deal. You know what I'm talking about? And then there's a slope down that goes like pretty sheer for like a good 50 feet before it gets into the water of the lake.
I'm just more looking to see if this like, is it completely blocking the road?
It seems to be, yeah.
I'm looking to see if it was deliberately put there.
Okay, make an investigation check. Yeah, you can get up and do an investigation check on it.
I think if we've got close enough, Spoot is just looking to see if there's a way around. It's pretty easy.
Wait, how do I use my passive investigation? Because I know you said passive perception is just like when I'm not fully paying attention to something. Like,
well, the way it actually is like passive skills are what happens when you. It's like if you were taking checks all the time, like if you're constantly making checks all the time. That is the like average that you would roll.
Okay.
So like when you are actively investigating something or actively looking for something or something new pops up that requires an action, you can't use your passive.
Okay.
So this requires a active investigation check.
Okay. I've just never used passive investigation, so I wasn't sure about that one.
Yeah, it's a weird, tricky one. I'm not sure why they included it, but whatever.
It's kind of, yeah, it's very niche.
I mean, my feat gives me a +5 on passive investigation, so somewhere.
Oh, well, that's good to know.
Yeah, so 8.
Yeah, so with an 8, it looks like a bunch of trees have like fallen in the road. They're heavy. Like you could try to take time to like clear it. There's some rocks and dirt kind of in it all too, so it all looks like it's slid down the side, and everything's kind of wet because it rained. So,
Is it stable? Like if we step on it, is it gonna go?
It seems it. It looks stable.
Yeah.
Spoot's priority in this is like first to see if there's a way around, but like secondarily, because it is a roadblock, is there a way to clear it that doesn't is there like a simple solution to a workaround or a way to clear it that doesn't maybe require a lot of time?
Well, first, to find another way around, make a perception check.
You could climb over it. Take less time.
Cool. So with a 21 spoot, you notice a couple of things. You notice that some of the stones that are on the cliffside of it just look out of place for some reason. Like they don't look like they should be there if all these logs fell down the side. And also you can see that even though everything is wet and muddy, you can see that there are like little piles of dirt that lead back to the grassy area.
That's sus.
And you
That
can
seems
and you can see that like there's dirt like in between the logs and stuff.
I'm gonna point that out to the party. Am I starting to think now that somebody has intentionally caused some kind of
Wouldn't be the
roadblock?
first time. Remember, there was like that's where we got our tent. Like had a roadblock up. This is a big one though.
Guys, maybe we should just be on alert of anything nearby.
Yeah, it is at that moment where you hear a rumble, and Spoot, you look up, and a massive pile of rocks about 20 feet up just pushes over and begins to fall and tumble down towards you all. I need everyone to make a dexterity saving throw as these rocks are cascading down.
Oh dear.
Oh dear, agreed.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, team fives.
Yeah.
All right, Olive, that's a 5. Greg, that's a 5. Adis, that's a 10. Spoot, that's a 13. Defect, that's a 21.
Dang it! I was about to be the highest roll until Ada showed up.
Defect is
Oh, defect, sorry.
The rest of us are all squished.
Okay, Defect saves. Everyone else fails. As you are all hit by these cascading boulders and rocks. Everyone who failed takes 18 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ouch.
Nice.
And Defect, you take half that. You take 9 points of bludgeoning damage.
See, I was. Never mind. I was gonna say that I just like suck up inside my shell, but I went with the roll, so I can't backtrack.
Yeah, it all happened way too fast. So that's not quite useful at this point in time. So you have all succumbed to this big pile of rock and gravel being pushed down on you, creating this difficult terrain right around you here. But you all kind of pull yourself out and look up, and you see 2 figures in familiar brown and red armor, leather armor. And you are pretty sure that this was indeed a trap set by Red Crows. And I'm going to need everyone to roll some initiative as I bring you over to this lovely map here.
Brr.
This is why I don't like roadblocks.
Yeah,
Every
swap.
I mean-
single time.
It is a legitimate thing to not like them. I do not blame you.
Suspicious every time.
I have apparently used up all my good rolls.
I haven't had any yet, so here's hoping.
Where's the peoples?
I will show you.
See no peoples.
I know. I need to make
I'll
them.
get there.
I need to make them visible first. Bonk.
I'll get there.
They are up on this ledge that you should be able to see now.
Oh yeah. Hey, they look familiar.
Yeah. One looks
Okay.
especially familiar to Adis, as it is indeed
This
the
bitch.
an archer who you traded many arrows with. But a few days before. So
How high up
Fun
is
times.
that ledge?
They are 20 feet up in the air.
That's
Cool.
lame. Okay. So that looks
And
like a nice cliff to be pushed off of.
Indeed, it does.
perhaps by a tidal wave.
That would go. Can you make it go that way, or does it like go out?
Well, so the area you're all in is currently difficult terrain. Just as a reminder. And the first thing that happens, these guys up here all shout, "We got him! We got him!" And then you can see back over you down here on this grassy area, tufts of grass fly back, and people start crawling out of little foxholes that they had made and hidden in. Including, but not limited to... Oops.
Personally, I'm over these red crows.
Yeah,
They're
I'm so
mean.
excited for killing.
they're tricky little bastards, aren't they?
I
They're
just
mean.
want to go back to hunting chimeras. That was easier.
Yeah, you see two people climb right out, including this fellow here, who just
Was
shouts,
that Spoot's best buddy?
"Attack!" No, he's just a half orc in some armor.
Okay. In the itty bitty form, he looked like that other cleric.
Oh no, not at all. But he does just kind of move up a little bit and say, "Form up!" And this individual moves forward. It looks like he has a couple... the half-orc looks like he has a couple daggers in his hands. This individual moves up and fires a crossbow at Olive, because you are closest to him.
Ouch.
That is a natural 20 to hit
Ouch.
for 3 points of piercing damage.
What?
He rolled low.
That's pathetic. But okay.
Yeah, he rolled 2 1s. Give him a break. Or he rolled a 1,
careful.
rather. Give him a
Yeah,
break.
be
That
careful
is-
what you wish for.
Yeah, he rolled 2 1s on a
I
crit.
mean, that'll be my crit damage tonight if I crit anything.
This other guy moves right up to the edge of the ledge and shoots down at Spoot. That is a 21 to hit for 4 points of piercing damage. And that brings us to Adis.
Awesome. I'm just curious. Can I see the archer up there yet?
Yeah, you can see him. It's like a 5-foot deep ledge, or like a 10-foot deep ledge, so like
Okay.
he's visible enough.
Okay, I wasn't sure if he was like too far in the back of the ledge.
No.
All right, so Adis is going to pull back on his bow, and bonus action, I'm going to cast Hail of Thorns at 2nd level.
Ooh, okay.
And I'm going to aim for. I don't want to hit just empty space, but
What you gonna do?
fuck it. Can I hit an empty ground? Because it's just an arrow. It's
I
not
mean,
like
yeah, you can aim, sure. The arrow itself won't do any damage, but yeah.
Right. So I will shoot an arrow over here.
Yeah, go ahead, make an attack roll.
$17.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, and I need them to make a DC 15 Dex saving throw.
All right. What's the DC? Sorry?
15.
15. Okay, great. The archer succeeds, the bandit fails.
All right. That is terrible damage.
Wow.
All right, so like the arrow just like plops in the ground, and then spikes start forming out of it, and then it just explodes.
All right, cool. So yeah, you chow, and the arrow lands there and little splinters start forming out of it, and then it explodes, and they get peppered. The archer dodges and takes half damage on a success. Is that true?
Yeah.
So dodges most of it. The back of the bandit just gets peppered, and he cries out in pain.
Terrible damage.
Anything else on your turn, Adis?
Nope. Actually, am I stuck in rocks or is it just around us?
It's just around you. Like you're not buried, so you can move, but it's difficult terrain for these like 20 feet around you.
Can I try to like? Is there any sort of cover I can get from like inside here?
No, they're all like stacked up against each other.
Okay.
It's designed so you can't pass through it easily.
Right. I just wasn't sure if like enough of the big branches were out that like I could, just kind of get in a wall behind it.
Sure. Yeah. No, it's not that kind of stuff here.
I'll just scooch over to this corner then.
Yeah, no problem. All right. Next up, the archer, seeing his old enemy,
He's gonna fuck me up.
is going to fire his longbow. Oh my god, he rolls a natural 1 on his first attack.
His
and
bow breaks.
It doesn't
Falls off
break,
the ledge.
but he accidentally hits the bandit right in front of him as it misfires. So this dude takes a point of damage. He's like, "What the fuck?" He's like, "Oh, sorry." And he tries again. And, he didn't roll too well, so he's going to expend one of his things to see if maybe he can do better. Whoops. Go down there. Thank you. Does a 16 hit you?
Yes.
Oh, great. Then you take 5 points of piercing damage.
Okay. That's much better than before.
Yeah, he was worried that he would miss you if he didn't do a thing, so he took time and kind of aimed the second shot.
Okay.
So, the next thing that occurs is down in the grassy knoll, 3 more bits of grass fly off.
Gross.
And some individuals pop up. These ones are all well armored in like chainmail with shields and swords. And they spend half their movement getting out, and then move on up
Don't.
to here.
Gonna need them to stack.
Yeah. And then yeah, and they kind of rush forward.
Great.
But that is all that they do at this moment in time, as they are armed with swords. Grig, it is your turn.
Cool. Grig is going to cast Fairy Fire
Great.
over here. Oops. Yeah. Catching these folks.
As such,
Yeah. Get all 3 of them. Yeah.
great. Very cool, very cool.
DC 15.
Dex save?
Yep.
All right. 1, 2, 3. None of them succeed, and they are all lined
Boom.
Ah.
with some fairy fire. Goodness.
Grig is going to scream, "Fuck you guys!" and then do the rough terrain, but back up to over here.
Yeah, totally. Great. So yeah, these individuals are indeed outlined in this violet fire from Grig.
Get him, defect.
Yeah.
I thought their fairy fire was red.
Oh,
The
right.
list says it can only be violet, but I've decided it could be red.
It can totally be red. It's magic. Whatever. Personalize your spells, people.
That's right.
Yeah. For more information on that, make sure to check out Mid-Level Adventures. Little plug
Listen,
there.
the rules are just
They're what you call guidelines, aren't they?
yeah.
Right.
Suggestions.
All right, defect. It is up to you.
with rage, and I come up to this guy here.
You have a 40-foot move speed, right?
I do. Yep.
Great. So yeah, you can get right up in their grill.
I'll attack this guy right there.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, you have advantage. Oh yeah,
20.
a 20 will definitely hit this person.
Great. That's 16 points of damage.
Yeah,
And,
right into the half orc.
Second attack, 27 to hit for
Also hits and buries deep, and for a second he looks like he's gonna fall down, but then he pushes through and comes and stands back.
That bitch.
Half orc, yo.
Yeah.
Welcome to half orcs.
Yep.
That's my turn.
Wonderful, great. All right, that brings us to Olive.
Wait, Spoot didn't go. He should have gone before us.
What did Spoot roll for initiative?
12.
Oh, for whatever reason, Spoot did not show up on the initiative order.
Oh, you know what? I bet it changed when I rolled. Maybe that's what happened. You want me to re-roll, or do you?
No, you're fine. I can put you in here, or how about I just put you in here?
Okay.
Does that work for you?
Doesn't matter. You know, I'm a cleric. I'm used to going last.
Okay. Then indeed, Spoot, you may go. Sorry about that.
Oh, Spoot's gonna kind of get up, shake some of the dust off him, and say, "I really don't like roadblocks." And first thing he's gonna do is cast some spiritual weapon, and he's gonna place it
On the ridge.
atop the ridge here,
Yes.
All right.
betwixt the two.
All right. Boom. There is the mighty Turtle Club.
Yeah.
And he will he will attempt to attack the gentleman on the edge of the ledge.
Yeah, go for it.
I did.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Oh, yeah. A 24 will absolutely hit. And what does it look like when you knock this guy off the ledge?
He does the Wilhelm scream as he comes flying forward, head over heels.
All right. Yeah. He bonk gets bonked first of all, and then falls the 20 feet dead on the ground. Blonk. There he is. Boom.
If Spoot were never mind. I wanted to spit on him, but the Spoot's not like that. That's just me. And then
Right, Greg's flipping him off.
Good. Can I make out? I don't actually know with height. Can I make out the archer?
Yeah, you can see him. Yeah.
Then, if at all possible, with my action, I'd love to just throw some sacred flame at him. I guess. It's
Yeah,
like
go for it.
I know it's not going to hit him because he's dexterous. I do remember that. But...
Yeah.
You don't know. It could.
So he was startled by the appearance of a turtle-shaped weapon that just appeared out of nowhere and then knocked his buddy off the edge of a cliff. So much so that he rolled a natural 1 on his dex saving throw.
Yes.
And so he takes the full 6 points of damage.
Mighty 6.
Yeah, boom. All right, anything else, Spoot?
That's all I can do. I'm going to brace up.
All right, then Olive, now it is your turn.
Is the storm from last night completely out of the area?
Yeah, it is gone by this point. It's an open sky. It's that bright blue after a storm kind of color.
Boo. All right, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna do it anyway. Call some lightning.
Okay.
Yes.
There.
Great. And just remind me how big Call Lightning is.
Every creature within 5 feet of that point must make a dexterity saving throw.
Cool. Whoop, not that one.
That is a big yes. That one's actually accurate.
Keep dreaming. I was in the wrong area. Bonk. Cool. All right. So something akin to that, right?
It's just a point.
Yeah.
The point attack.
Yeah.
Point attack 5 feet right there. Everyone within 5 feet makes a saving throw.
Great. Yeah.
Like there's no.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
You can place it
Yeah.
right there and make them
Yeah.
all
there
do
you
it.
go.
I love that spell so much.
Yeah. Very cool. And
Watch 'em
actually,
fry.
let me give you control of it. Boom.
Yeah, because I get to move it around.
Yeah. Now you have control of it. So these three make dexterity saving throws.
That damage is really good.
All of them
It's
fail.
Yeah.
Yes.
The half orc goes down for real this time. He's
What you get
Toast.
for wearing metal armor?
It might be
uh,
nice
So
though. We
sorry,
might
you can
want to
dust
keep it.
uh
Oh wait,
this-
Defect didn't get to dust him.
nope. This dude these two scream out in pain. As indeed whoops. They are shocked through their core with call lightning, and you are now concentrating on that.
I am concentrating. I am, however, going to take a couple of steps back
Mm-hmm.
out of melee range there.
Wonderful. Yep.
As I don't want to be that close to those people.
But you can also now, because you're a moon druid, bonus action turn into something beefy like a bear,
Yes.
and so you can
Yep.
so that you
And
take
keep
that.
calling lightning.
Yeah.
Just like last time.
The bear lightning.
All right, cool. Back to the top. The other half orc is going to be very angry about all of this
I bet he is.
and move up to here. And with the daggers in his hand, he's just going to throw them at the other half orc who did some crazy damage. Let me just check. Ooh,
Oh.
That's what you get.
yeah.
Disadvantage.
Yep, but he's still gonna do it because he recognizes you as the danger. All right. So that's a miss and a 13 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
All right. 6 points of piercing damage, and I need you to make a DC 10 Constitution saving throw to maintain concentration. Oh no!
Aww.
The concentration the dagger stabs deep into you, and you can't maintain the spell, and the lightning above just fades away and is gone.
Come on, you guys.
Do it again. Do it again.
Yeah, just
There's still time. Kill them all.
All right.
we might need against that those armored people.
Yeah, this guy moves over to here and fires his crossbow also at Olive.
I'm gonna regret not changing before the end of the turn, aren't I?
But that's a
You can
5
do it next
a
time.
5 to hit, so he misses you. It
Oh, good.
thunks into the logs next to you. That brings us to Adis.
Seeing how he just canceled the spell, I'm going to planar warrior the half orc.
Yeah,
I'm gonna shoot him.
yeah, go for it.
Their half orc, right? Not your half orc.
Yeah, they're half-orc.
25 will absolutely hit, yeah.
For 11 force damage. Did I
Yeah.
have that? Yeah, okay. Shot number 2. Ew, 15.
15 just hits.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
For another 11
Ooh,
force damage.
nice. Very nice indeed. Good roll on that one.
Thank you.
Yeah. Great. That brings us to Spoot, now in his rightful place as a 12 initiative.
I am, of course, going to try to hit ye old archer. atop the knoll with with my shell.
Yeah. Go for it.
Smack.
A 21 will absolutely hit.
Not as exciting on the damage, but I'll take it.
It's still a hit.
Yeah, it's still a hit.
That's just more classic spoot fashion damage.
Right.
All right,
Spook's gone down a little bit. His
yeah.
rage has worn off.
That's your bonus action. What else you got?
Oh gosh, everything I want to do is a bonus action. Isn't that wild?
I have the opposite problem.
Right. Um,
Some guiding bolt.
yeah, I
spirit-
believe that
or-
counts as a. Wait, does that count?
No,
Have we been over this
Spiritual
before? No,
weapon. You already
it's not a
cast
spell.
it.
Right, exactly. You're
Yeah.
so right.
You can cast a full spell as an action. The bonus action is just to maintain, or to guide the weapon. So
Or Spirit Guardians, if you have it. There's a bunch of melee coming in.
Very true. Um.
And they're all real clumped up there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes. Oh, sorry. I actually was planning on doing that, but I thought for some reason it was a bonus action as well. It's not, so that's what I'm doing.
okay, so you're gonna do Spirit Guardians.
Very much so.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh yeah.
Bonk.
19.
Bring on the twiddles.
Indeed, the flying spectral turtle or flying spectral turtles. Oof. So that is if they enter it or begin in the area on their turn, right?
Correct. And I assume that counts both if they enter or if I like move forward and move it with me, I'm guessing.
Yeah, if they enter it on their turn, or if they start their turn there. I believe that's what the spell says.
Does this one do damage on cast?
I do not believe so, but let's double check.
Did I not cast a description when I did that?
No, you didn't. They flit around you. Da 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 da. An affected creature is halved in the area, and when it enters the area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there. So yeah, it is not an on cast. It is when they
When they start the turn.
when they start their turn.
Yeah.
Or enter it.
I do think that knowing what the radius is on this, I will. I'm going to just take a 5-foot step forward out of the rubble to get right behind Defect on this one.
Okay, yeah,
And that's it for me.
cool. And you should have control over your spell, so you should be able to move it with you.
Awesome.
Look at that.
Boom.
Oh, and the timer. I forgot about that.
Yep. And
What's
it's a 10 minutes on Spirit Guardian, so.
Is this pink square the rubble?
Yeah,
around
that's the difficult terrain around you. That's all.
Okay.
I was just like, why isn't this disappearing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be like, what are we caught in?
Yep.
Poison.
It is just difficult terrain. All right. Next up, the archer on top is going to aim at Spoot now, because Spoot has proved troublesome. First shot is a 21 to hit,
Oh gosh.
and he will take the time to aim for a total of 12 points of piercing damage to you, Spoot.
Lovely.
And then he will fire. And go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw to maintain your spell. Yep, you're fine with a 13. He fires again with a 14 to hit. So he will miss you on the second as you bring your shield up. Good job, Spoot.
That's the trick with Guardians, though, because it takes until their next turn to do any damage. If I lose it before then, it's save yourself.
Well, go ahead as two soldiers here right in front of Defect are making wisdom saves.
He rolled 19 already.
Yeah, I was gonna say he rolled it with the.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like
It-
Spirit Guardian.
It's
weapon
when the damage happened is when it counts. So go ahead
So-
and roll your damage. They both failed, so
Do we mean for the future I should just not roll that until their turn?
yeah, because you have to do it every time somebody starts their turn in there. It doesn't just maintain that damage.
Right. I just assumed because it rolls when I did it, that would be at the start of their next round. Let's see
First
here.
one.
Well, they both failed, so just go ahead, click it. Just make sure it doesn't use the spell on you again.
Yeah, that's what I thought would happen.
Gross.
Well, don't worry about it. They each had 4 hit points, so they're dead.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna wait then, I guess, because I don't want to see a 19
Yeah.
pop up and then an 8.
Yep, no problem. So they died. That was their turn. Greg, it is your turn.
That was a good turn.
Nice.
Greg is feeling vengeful. Greg is gonna cast Scorching Ray at this half orc.
Ooh, go for it.
Damn.
Woohoo.
That's 3 attack
1.
rolls, right? Yeah.
Yep. 2,
Uh-huh.
3.
All 3 hit with a 19,
All
a
right.
16, and a 16.
Yeah.
Okay, I will roll each of these damages, and I'm using my jeweler's hammer, which we have made my arcane rod. Therefore, I also roll 3d8.
Yep. So roll damage and add 3d8.
Jesus.
Well, no. Is it? I haven't read it in a while.
So you
It's
roll
per
damage.
attack roll, right?
Yeah, you roll damage for each attack, and then an additional
So
d8 for
therefore,
each
I
attack.
roll the d8 for each attack. Okay.
Yeah.
Oof.
All right. And then that. Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
So
Damn.
that is a total of 17 plus 7 is 24 plus 19 is 43 points of damage.
Jesus.
Greg
Yeah.
is screaming.
Yeah. So these what does your scorching ray look like, by the way?
I think what it's gonna be is just Greg whips out the hammer and just starts, and there's just these whoosh, almost like fireworks, just like launching out.
All right.
And when
Yeah.
it hits, there's like a little sound, because that's my favorite firework.
All right, yeah. So yeah, 3 times, just blasting into the half orc, and he's like, taking it all. He looks really rough after that barrage. Defect, it is your turn.
Oh, and I should
Oh,
point out,
yeah.
in the interest of honesty, I'm concentrating on fairy fire, so I will actually drop that now that those 3 are
Oh, right.
dead.
Yeah,
You forgot to mark it. I didn't
did.
get hit, but
no
Yeah.
problem.
I need you to do that scorching ray with the jeweler's hammer far more often. 'Cause That,
Well,
that is
I-
nice.
yeah.
All right,
That's
defect.
sexy damage.
What are you gonna do?
Okay. Defect is going to run down to this guy.
Okay.
Reckless attack.
Okay.
Swing his once. 24 for 8 points.
Yep. Solid
Uh,
slash.
Second time. Also
Yeah.
24.
You
Hit.
feel your axe vibrate and sing to you.
Oh yeah.
That's good, because defect was kind of worrying that wasn't going to happen. Yeah, let's turn this guy to dust.
All right. You slash through this guy, and then the wound in his abdomen begins to dissolve, and he kind of dusts away, leaving all of his gear behind.
I will finish off my turn by right behind.
All right. Olive, it is your turn.
Cool.
What you gonna do?
Infestation him off the cliff.
Wait, but what if we want to keep him?
He's too
We
far.
have, we have the archer up on the top.
The
Oh,
archer
but
up
this
on
one
the top
seems
is too
in
far from the
charge.
edge. Oh, that cliff.
Fair.
That guy off the cliff.
They're both on a ledge.
Yeah, but the archer is too far from the edge. Infestation only moves 5 feet. He's more than 5 feet from
That
the
might.
edge.
It's a small, narrow ledge. It might be enough to get him off, depending on where he
Depends
wanders
on which
to.
direction, I guess.
Yep.
So
what are you gonna do?
All right, let's infest my friend the half orc.
All right. He is going to make a Constitution saving throw. Oh, and he fails.
So he moves, unhelpfully, he moves 5 feet north.
All right.
Damn it.
So the bugs bite him and devour him, and he moves away from defect, but into the spirit guardians.
Actually, into yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's his turn now.
And it is his turn, which means he has to make a wisdom saving throw.
Yes.
But rolls a natural 20, so he
Huh.
takes half damage.
Before my turn is over, can I cast Healing Word on myself
Oh,
as a
absolutely.
bonus action?
Yeah, absolutely.
Am I re-rolling that then, or
Yeah, roll your damage for the spirit guardians, because he has started his turn inside of the range.
Okay, sorry. I had a bonus action left, and I needed to do something that involved me getting more hit points.
So the turtles fly through this guy, buffeting him with their flippers and shells, and he just falls down in a slump pile, and then stands back up because he's a half-orc. And
I already used that.
no, the other guy did.
Yeah. But nobody's in his melee range, so that doesn't help him.
Well, he gets out of the spirit guardian area and moves back up to defect and wails into defect with 3 attacks. A 15 to hit with a scimitar, an 18 to hit.
Hits.
The 18 deals 5 points of slashing damage, reduced to 2, and a 13 on the dagger. So not much there. The bandits are dead, which means Adis, it's your turn.
I will flick an arrow into the back of that guy.
Yeah, go for it.
Not planar warrioring. I need to make more buttons. So this one's just piercing. 13.
A 13 will not hit.
God damn it. Then I will bonus action a Hail of Thorns and shoot the man up on the cliff.
Okay.
Come on, dice. Be nice. 14.
14 will not hit.
Well, if it hits the wall behind him, it still explodes.
Interesting. Hail of Thorns.
Yeah, because I cast it on my ammunition. So I'm assuming, like, if it hit, like, if I shoot him and he dodges and it hits the wall behind him, it would still explode.
There's nothing like on a hit. I believe it needs to hit.
Never mind.
Yeah, I thought there it needed to hit something.
I was pretty sure you cast it on it.
Okay, great, cool. All right. Spoot, it is your turn.
Now it's concentration.
where's my mouse? There it is. I will of course start out with the computer freezing, and then I'll follow that with spiritual weapon on the archer on the ridge.
Yeah, go for it. A 13 will not hit. He brings up his bow and kind of blocks the swipe from the club.
That's good, because that was definitely not the damage anyway. I don't know why it said 3rd level. Anyway. And then I will move. I believe I can make this. I go 5 feet here. I'm still in rough terrain.
Mm-hmm.
I can step out of it here and resume normal movement, and then...
Yep, so you have 10 feet, or you have 5, 10, 15. You have 15 feet of movement left, yeah.
Okay, 15 feet will get me here. Let me move the turtles.
Yep.
Great, and I'm going to try to hit this guy to take him out finally.
Yeah, go for it. With your baton.
Batana Morale.
So, what does it look like when you kill this half-orc, Spoot?
Oh, boy. In a rare moment of brutality, Spoot's going to come down on top of him from above. And it's just going to, like, crack into his skull.
Yeah, one solid thwack from the baton of morale just cracks his skull, and you hear him go, "Ugh!" and crumple to the ground. Dead ski.
And then Spoot's going to turn and just stare at the archer.
Cool, because the archer sees what happens and is now angry and fires at you.
That's too bad, because first, with my bonus action, I'm going to use...
You used your
Oh, no, I
bonus
already used
action
my
to
spiritual
make
action.
an attack.
Dang it, you're right, I forget that. Now he can fire.
However, his first attack misses. His second attack hits you, and he'll use his last thing, and you take 16 points of piercing damage from a 23 to hit.
That was... Oh, boy. We're cutting it close there, buddy.
Oh.
And go ahead, make a Constitution saving throw DC 10 to maintain your Spirit Guardians. Yeah, you're fine.
Now I know what to do on the next turn. I gotta...
That brings us to Greg.
Greg's going to scooch over onto the rocks to make sure there's a good clear view, 5, 10, just like that, so I can see up at the archer and scream.
Mhm.
Do you want to die now or after you tell us some stuff? And depending on this person's answer, we'll be holding another Scorching Ray. So the hammer is like glowing.
All right.
And little sparks are coming off.
So if he he continues to be aggressive, you're going to release the spell.
Yes, I guess if that's that would count as an answer. Yeah.
Yeah, I just need to know what the trigger is.
Yeah, if he continues to be aggressive, he doesn't surrender.
Okay, cool. Defect, it is your turn.
Great. Defect is going to walk by Spoot, giving him a nod of acknowledgement that what he did was really cool. And I guess I'll come up next to Greg. So Defect heard Greg, and so he will hold out. He'll actually bring out the javelin of returning.
Okay.
And he will also hold his action. So if he does anything aggressive, he'll launch that javelin.
All right, cool. Olive.
Olive doesn't have that kind of patience and flings an ice knife at the guy.
Okay. So he makes a dex save.
Yes.
Great. He fails.
So he takes the piercing and the cold.
Oops. All right. So he takes 10 points of damage, which is painful to him. Anything else, Olive?
No, why did that not? That did not take a spell slot, but I just marked it right. I just marked it right now.
Okay, great. All right.
No.
Great.
No,
Adis,
cool.
it is your turn.
Adis is, I mean, I'm personally sick of this archer just because of my bouts with him before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I'm going to shoot him again.
Go for it.
22.
Absolutely hits.
So this is just piercing. 10 piercing, and I need him to make a dex saving throw DC 15.
All right. He succeeds.
God damn it. Another 6. I'm never using this spell again.
So he takes half of that, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
Nope. Oh wait, I get one more shot. Huh.
Hit him again.
25.
Will hit.
For another 8 piercing.
All right. And so your spell is fired, so you're no longer concentrating, right?
Right.
Cool. Spoot.
Spoot is obviously seeing the rest of the party not attack him, or half the party.
Half the party is sick of the archer, the other half is giving him a chance.
Rare occasion.
Medicine.
The switch is interesting.
Yeah.
I'm gonna insight check you afterwards.
Me?
No, Greg.
Oh,
Sparing a
You might-
life.
you might want to check me too.
Spoot, what are you
Medicine
doing?
check on the guy.
On the guy, on the archer?
on the archer.
He's hurt. Yeah, he's been buffeted and hurt by things. He's still standing.
Then I'm going to try to persuade him. And I'm going to cast
Whoa.
Suggestion. Oh, wait. Ooh, I got to move up first before I do that. Sorry.
Wait.
Okay.
And I've just got to get to the bottom of the cliff, I guess. I've got to be within 30 feet, so... I don't know if I can stand here.
Yeah, you can stand there. That's fine.
This may be stretching it, so if it's not going to work, you can totally tell me that
It's fine.
Just doesn't reach.
It's fine. D&D doesn't use Euclidean math, so go for it.
I mean, it's the weird, like, I'm like 20 feet away.
You're fine. He's in range.
And I'm going to say to him, surrender and come down here and let us capture you.
All right. He makes a wisdom save.
Correct. DC 16.
Okay. You think your spell landed.
And I'll just look back to the group to say, like, let's wait and see. Give him a chance.
All right.
Kill.
Obviously, when I do that, I have to lose Spirit Guardians because this is concentration. So the turtles
Yep.
sort of bye.
All right. The turtles go away. All right. It is
Bye,
now
turtles.
the archer's turn. You see he puts his bow away and begins to climb down the rock wall. And gets about, well, with his action, he can climb down and get to there. And he looks at you, he's like, all right, I give up.
Great.
And
I
then
will-
and then as soon as he does that, his eyes, like, he shakes his head, he's like, what?
What?
It seems like he has completed the suggestion you gave him. Greg, it is your turn. This guy just came down and climbed down and said, all right, I give up, and then shook his head.
Cool.
Didn't Spoot say and let us capture you?
He said give up.
I did say and let us capture you. I don't know if that's pushing the limit of the spell too much or not, but
Well, let's see.
'Cause he's not
Just found
inflicting
reasonable.
harm.
it's because it sounds reasonable. It doesn't put him in harm. I thought that would.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so he climbs down and he says, all right, I'm here.
Okay, if that's the case and I'm not acting out of turn, then I will. If we're dropping initiative, I'll just go and try to restrain him with some rope.
Well, we'll see what happens. So Greg, this guy has climbed down and said, I give up to Spoot. What are you gonna do?
Cool. Then I will not take the ready to action. He's
Okay, your
given up.
your spell fizzles defect. What are you doing? Anything? You gonna let it slide?
You know,
I don't get to do anything else, do I?
Well, if you want to, what do you want to do?
Well, I was gonna then come up and like pull out some rope, come up next to Spoot, and then
Yeah,
try
sure.
to tie him up.
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay. I'm gonna come tie up this guy.
All right. Yeah, you get there and you begin the tying process. Go ahead and make a sleight of hand check.
At 20? Total
Yeah, you-
26.
Tying.
Yeah, you easily throw a few loops around him. Defect, what are you gonna do?
I'm
Defect
going
isn't
to-
raging anymore since you didn't take damage or anything last turn.
That's true.
But I will move down here to sort of block any attempt of this.
Okay. Olive, what are you doing?
Uh,
What's up, Defect?
Oh no, nothing.
Olive, anything?
I'm gonna look angry.
Okay.
And
We'll slap you if you hit him.
Yeah. I'm gonna come on over here and check out what these half orcs were carrying. If either of them were wearing armor I can use.
Make an investigation check real quick.
I know that's not a battle thing, but
At a quick glance, this guy here is in metal armor, and this guy here is in some kind of leather armor.
okay.
All right, Adis, anything?
Nope. I'm just gonna. Oh, wrong tool. More or less, like, get to the edge. I'll kind of like be stepping around the body.
Okay, great. Spoot, anything?
No, I'll just inspect the knot, I guess, to make sure, like, we've got him bound.
Started with the ankles, tied the wrists together behind his back, wrapped his arms to his body, that kind of thing.
He looks restrained to me.
Okay.
Greg used all 50 feet of rope in this one tying.
He looks like a mummy.
So there's like a leash
Yeah.
too.
Obviously.
Yeah, so on his turn, he has been, like, spiraled in rope, so he has been captured. So he has fulfilled his duty. He attempts to go. He goes, "What the? Let me out of here!" He's going to attempt to get out of there with an acrobatics check.
That's fair.
However, he rolled a 25, which was less than the sleight of hand check, so I'm going to say he doesn't get out.
Wow.
He just barely doesn't get out. He ends up tightening it just a little bit. And so we will pause there and come back to your captured person after a short 5-minute break.
Wait.
So well
cool.
done. Well done, folks. Very cool. For our fantastic friends in the audience, we have a special new break thing. So we hope you enjoy it. So we'll be back in about 5 minutes, and we'll see you then. Bye, everyone. Or we'll be right back, rather. We'll be right back. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Newly Forged. Our heroes have just survived an ambush and beaten them soundly and managed to capture one with the cunning use of a suggestion spell and deft rope work by Greg. Suggestion spell from Spoot, of course. So well done. Well done, all. You now have this captured individual bound up, obviously trying to squirm out as you have him pressed against a cliff face. He does appear to be a half-elf, by the way, now that you're like up in his grill.
Watch out for that Misty Step.
He doesn't appear to be a magic user.
Gag him.
First.
I'm just gonna loot bodies.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, so
Yeah,
leaves
now
it
that
to
he's
me.
tied up, I'm gonna do some looting and leave Spook
I'll-
to ask the questions.
Yeah.
I'll assist Greg.
Yeah, totally.
I'm definitely looting these
Um,
bodies. Is this guy's leather armor better than mine?
It appears to be studded leather armor.
I wants it.
All right, yeah, you can spend some time taking it off. It looks like you'll have to get it adjusted so it fits you, but
Can't be that much different. At least he's the same species.
yeah, like I mean, it's not impossible. It's just going to take a bit. It's just going to like probably take a trip to an armorer or something to tighten it all up before it's actually
Oh wait,
usable.
it's not actually any better than me though. What I have,
What do you have?
What do you have right now?
I have light leather.
No, studded is a +1.
Yeah.
Oh, it is
Leather.
+1. Okay.
Yeah.
Right, it is.
Well, it's not +1, but it has a higher armor class.
All right, yeah,
It's a one higher armor class than what I
Correct.
have.
Correct.
+1. Then yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Over what
Plus
I have.
one AC. It does have metal in it though.
Studded leather's fine.
Studded leather is. I say that's not metal armor.
It's still
it's-
more leather, yeah.
It's fine. Whatever. It's like, you know, it's like a Judas Priest kind of armor, you know, like leather but with a little bit of flair.
It's just on the shoulders and the
Yeah.
wrist. I don't know.
You know, just in the places where you get hit a lot, you know. But it is also like very beat up, so like between that, like any armor that you like kill somebody in, like it's super damaged. You can keep it. It's just gonna need repair and to be resized and everything. You can bring it to an armorer. They may be able to do it for you. They may try to just sell you new armor. You never know.
I'm gonna take it anyway.
Yeah.
I can't use the other guy's metal armor, so.
Yep.
You know, if the choices are leaving it to rot on the side of the road or taking it with me, I take it with me.
Yeah, great. Adis and Greg, go ahead. I would like each of you to roll me a d10, please.
Oh Jesus.
Okay.
3.
Okay, great. Cool.
My D10s today are not good.
You rolled worse than me. That's impressive.
Well, did you see my spell damage? My D10s.
So, Greg, with a 3, you rolled a 3, right? You find
Yep.
14 gold pieces.
Well,
And with a 2, Adis, you find 5 gold pieces.
Woo!
Uh,
Really,
did I
really
find
raking
anything
it
else?
in.
Did I find anything else useful on this?
It's still
on this
gold.
half-orc that I've just stripped.
He's got a few daggers like in a bandolier. He's got a scimitar. They all have that red and brown leather, including the like crow-shaped, the red crow-shaped emblem. The half-orc who seemed to be in charge also has like a red crow tattoo like on his neck. But other than that, all their material seems to be mundane. Like they don't seem to have anything engraved or runed that might hint at magicalness.
Well, I'll take the daggers.
Sure. He has 2 more daggers in a bandolier.
go pull the other two out of the roadblock.
I'll take
there
the
any-
2 daggers. I've already got a scimitar. I'm going to use one of these daggers to cut that tattoo off his neck.
Okay. Make a grizzly survival check for me.
Oh, not so good.
Oh, the dagger
We
is
end up just
the dagger is very sharp, and you kind of do the thing where like you push through too hard, and you end up
severing his artery and bleeding everywhere.
yeah, you like tear it off, and you actually prick your finger and take a point of damage as well as you slice your finger on the edge of the dagger.
I suppose that's what I get for being vengeful.
Yeah, the tattoo is gone. Didn't work out in this instance. Good try, though.
Concern. We're gonna save that one for later. We're gonna unpack that later.
Yeah, meanwhile, this half-elf is like, let me go! Yeah.
Olive really doesn't like these people.
He's just like cursing you all and like, let me out of this!
If he looks sufficiently secure, I think Spoot's gonna just take his time with this one while they're looting. He's gonna first like sort of dust himself off, and then I'm gonna cast some Cure Wounds on myself because I desperately need it. If I fell over right now or rolled a 1 for any reason, I would die.
Okay.
Now I'll probably die. Okay, now I'm gonna look at this guy and say, well, I really didn't appreciate the roadblock that you set up. Nevertheless, the ambush. Do you mind telling me what it is you're planning on doing after you had killed us on the road?
He just looks at you like, what? What do you think?
Where were you headed?
Somewhere.
I see. Do you want to tell me who's in charge, maybe, of the Red Crows, who you're taking your orders from?
Yeah, Captain, none of your fucking business.
Listen,
Olive's gonna light her really stinky incense and lay it next to him.
I'm gonna be really I'm just gonna be honest here. I'm gonna try to keep you alive because I don't really feel at this point like it's worth killing you, and you might be useful to us because obviously we're trying to figure out how to stop you. But we're gonna do that anyway, and the rest of the party is a little split on whether we should keep you alive or not.
Adis, while rummaging through the coin purses and stuff, is just gonna perk up. I actually would like to use him for an experiment if we're gonna kill him.
That sounds interesting. I could maybe learn something from that, and that's pretty important to me.
Well, it's
And I'm
something
gonna
I
look
want
at
to learn too, because I don't know if it works. And then he's just gonna go back to the coin purse.
All right.
So, as I see it, you can try to cooperate a little bit and be spared, or I'm gonna walk away.
You want answers? Fine. Then I want some breathing room. I don't want this big hunk of junk next to me.
I don't think that's gonna help your case at all.
Look, I have claustrophobia, okay? Now, I just don't like all this closed-inness going on. I'm already tied up. I didn't even ask for you to untie me. Just give me some breathing room.
Insight check on his motive, if possible.
Yeah, go ahead, make an insight check.
Yes.
You get the sense that he legitimately wants, like, breathing room.
Just for like defect to take a step back.
Yeah, he just wants, like, Defect to take a step back. Grig and Adis are and Olive are perusing over bodies, so it's just you and Defect. He didn't tell you to take a step back, but apparently Defect is intimidating to him.
Good. I will look at Defect and say, it's okay, Defect. Just give him a little space. Maybe we can put him at ease.
Defect will take a side step away from.
He just kind of side eyes you. It's like, I don't trust that axe. How do I know as soon as I tell you things, he's just not going to chop me in half? I want that axe away from me.
As an act of faith, Defect, will you place the axe just a little further away? I think we've got it from here. I'm pretty sure if you tried to escape, you could take care of him with your hands at this point.
Defect, again, being impressed by this new spoot in front of him, will nod and we'll walk over to see what Grig is up to.
Okay. So you walk over to the others who are rifling through pockets and stuff. Okay. So this guy looks at you, like his arms are bound, like he's just standing there, like against the rock wall. What do you do, Spoot?
I'll kill him. No, I'm just kidding. Oh gosh, and my transition to Death Cleric is complete. No, I'm going to say, okay, now we've given you some space. Obviously, we can't untie you. I think even you know that. So, why don't you help us out here? What are your plans? You want to give me some insight into where you were headed?
Well, we were told to stop U-Ball. I was in Southbrook. I shot that other archer of yours for quite a while. Didn't go very well. Barely made it out of there alive. So, forgive me for wanting to get a little vengeance. You killed a lot of people that I like.
I understand. I do. But forgive us for pursuing you so aggressively. You did kill a lot of innocent townfolk.
I didn't kill any innocent townfolk.
I understand that you're just acting on orders, but you did throw in your lot with the wrong company, it would seem.
Well, might as well kill me, because they certainly will.
Well, I would like to keep you alive, if that's at all possible. I'm not sure I've earned your trust completely yet, but I'm not going to I'm not just going to give you back over to them, and I'm not just going to kill you needlessly. If there's any way that you can help us stop what they're trying to do, so the people of this area can have some peace, then I will certainly look at that with great favor.
Make a persuasion check.
My best thing yet.
Yeah. 19.
I surprise even myself sometimes.
So this half-elf, he kind of like looks over at the group rifling through his dead comrade's pockets and looks back at you. You want answers? Tell you what. You keep going north. You'll find Fayharbor. You'll definitely find something interesting there. You understand what I'm telling you?
I think so.
Great. And then he bolts off and jumps off the cliff, even
No.
bound.
His feet are what?
You did not tie his feet. You bound his
I
arms.
Did.
No,
I
she
said I
she
started
tied
at the
his
ankles, and then I went up the body, hands behind the back.
You couldn't have done that with what you had. You had 6 seconds to really tie him, and so you got his arms tied and his bow tied. And he has opted to run off the ledge and jump off the cliff.
Could any of us react to this?
No, he just does it. It's a
Good
surprise.
riddance.
It was not foreseen.
Spook.
God damn it.
But you can all watch as he jumps the 50 feet off the cliff, taking some damage. from the fall and plummeting to the ground. And then he kind of gets up and starts attempting to wriggle out of
Can
the thing.
can I
Drop
go to
things
the
on it?
ledge?
Pretty sure I have a 120 feet range.
He's 50 feet
Yeah.
down, so anything over 50
I
feet will get him.
firebolt him.
I'm gonna. Can I fire an arrow?
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay.
I'm
Get him, Greg.
firebolting.
He dodges the firebolt. However, the arrow does get him.
Spook's just yelling, "No!" like the whole time he's running.
So it's 11 piercing.
Yeah. He go, and like it seems like that did some damage to him, but he's still struggling against the bindings.
Can I shoot again?
Yeah,
Okay.
Me too.
and he's just
I
kind
think-
of struggling along. He's still tied up, but both the firebolt and the arrow hit him.
12 piercing.
Okay.
12.
Yeah.
Fire.
So
I just throw something down at him.
the second arrow and the firebolt hit him at the same time, and you hear, "Ugh!" and he kind of falls forward and kind of rolls into the water, and the body begins floating away.
I
I still
do
want
I
to chuck
trust
a rock
that?
at him.
Yeah, the rock hits the body.
Oh, there goes
Last
my-
time we let one run away, they went straight back to their bosses and told them we were coming.
I
Yeah.
understand. And he made a choice.
Yeah.
Anything good?
Spoot, through the conversation, you got the idea that if he told you anything and they found out, they would just kill him. So he figured he'd take a chance and jump off a cliff.
Yeah, I'll share that with the party, basically, like
It was,
my
it was
impression.
a choice.
He probably didn't have much faith in us keeping him alive.
I really wanted to throw him through the portal.
Adis did or Tanner did?
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm curious. I mean, I'm sure Adis is curious, like how
How sadistic is Adis? I'm just
far
curious.
the sword goes. I mean, I personally don't like that archer. Very personally.
Yeah, that's fine.
He hit me really hard multiple times.
He did, yeah.
Spooch just gotta kind of like shake his head down, wait for a second, say, I'd like us to try to clear some of this roadblock for whoever is using the road if we can. And he's gonna kind of walk over to the fallen logs and see if there's a way to clear it.
Yeah. With enough time and effort, it takes you guys, everybody working together, takes you some time to clear it out, maybe a couple hours, just because of all the... They like, this was a well-made roadblock. It was designed to stop anyone from getting through. Defect has to chop through it with his axe, and you all
Can
have to
I
like
set it on
haul
fire?
pieces of stuff. Yeah, but it's still wet wood, so it doesn't really catch very well.
This is all assuming that the party agrees. Now, I'm not saying I'm speaking for everyone, but
I mean,
Well-
that's fine. We killed all the people who left.
Yeah, to progress by it, you're
Aside
going to
from
have
the
to
flying
clear it
one.
anyway.
Yeah.
But you can
Get
my-
pull it off and just throw it over the edge. I did.
Oh, right.
They all have all of their clothes are damaged. Like the ones in chainmail have like tabards, as opposed to like the red leather armor that most of these individuals were wearing. And the tabards are all kind of slashed up. So there are like clothing articles that have some kind of livery on them. But they also aren't like blazingly large ones, like they're subtle.
Mhm.
But they're obviously damaged as well from from being charred by lightning and all kinds of stuff. So it is possible to get them, salvage them. But if you want them to like pass as a disguise, then you'd need to like work on them and repair them or something.
Okay.
I do want to take some chain shirt because I have another damaged chain shirt, and maybe I can use the two to put them together to make a chain shirt. I'm just gonna write more damaged chain shirt.
Sure.
in my
Yeah.
inventory.
Yeah.
Just hoping the extra parts helps. And also, I'm gonna go to Spoot and be like, Spoot, can you draw any of these people? Particularly maybe this one, pointing at like one that is closer to my size.
Draw them,
Sure.
like sketch them.
Like draw their face and some details and like what they looked like. Will you draw them? I'm gonna try really hard to remember them too, but like I could like maybe look like them later. But they have to be like a little closer to my size, and I'm like 4 feet tall. I think I'm tall for a goblin.
Yeah, there were 2 half orcs, the half elf, and everyone else was a human.
Right.
So they're all big.
Oh no, 4-3 is what I rolled.
Yeah, so they're all medium creatures, whereas yours are small.
You'd do a better job of disguising yourself as any of them than I would. So
But yeah,
yeah,
disguise self says I can do a different creature, like a foot within a foot of my height.
Yeah, so you can make yourself look like a foot taller,
A foot
I think,
taller.
is what
Yeah.
it is. Yeah.
I certainly I could try to sketch them. And
Go ahead, roll a D100, Greg.
Okay.
Must have the same basic arrangement of limbs.
71.
All of them are just a little bit taller, but one might work.
All right, I'll pick the one and be like that one.
Yeah.
And for Amber and for Grig and Boots reference.
Yeah,
what is
there's
it?
one that looks to be about like 5'6" or so, and that's kind of the shortest one.
Okay.
So it's
And
possible,
which one
but
is it?
it is the human woman. She's about 5'6".
Okay. That sucks.
So it's possible you could look like her, but if anybody like really knows her, they might notice
Right.
that she's
But
3
enough
inches
of that.
shorter.
Yeah.
Yeah, you almost got it.
Yeah.
For the
But on a casual, like far away glance, would probably pass.
Right.
far enough away, yeah. For the
Okay.
purposes of sketching, is there anything I need to do? I'm not entirely sure how good Spoot is.
Make a dexterity check.
Which tells me he's probably not very good.
Yeah.
Oh, check, not a save. Check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you sketch out something. I mean, it's not like horrible, but it's not like a photo realistic image either.
Their faces were smashed in.
Can Greg try
Presumably.
to? Mostly just Greg wants to like be able to remember for longer than not, and
Yeah, if you're taking time to like commit the face to memory, that's fairly easy to do. So yeah, that's
Okay. Just wanted Spoot as backup. You're like, what did that person look like again?
Just
Yeah.
like Greg squatting near a body's face and just like staring intensely at it.
Touching it and like maybe measuring.
One day that little goblin is gonna snap.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, you can do that. No
I
problem.
think-
If it hasn't happened already.
Yeah. I think we've passed that point.
No. Those were just fireworks. Okay. There was something else that I thought of and then I forgot what it was.
I didn't mean to put myself down or damage your attempts there, Amber. I just had my doubts. That's the
No, yeah,
artistry
that's
of
fine.
Spoot's skill.
Not at all.
I feel
Yeah.
like he's more of a landscape sketcher.
Then figure drawing.
A swampscape.
Yeah, people are hard. Humanoids are hard.
Yeah, they have weird angles and stuff.
And hands.
Those were always the worst.
Yeah, hands are hard. All right. So you spend a few hours sketching, committing to memory what these people look like, salvaging whatever bits of their armor, clothing that you want, and clearing the logs out of the way. And the road is clear before you.
Woohoo!
Since I would be no help clearing logs, can I spend that time working on that chain shirt, the 2 chain shirts? I'm
Well,
little.
sure.
Or I was doing the dead bodies. That's or like looking at the pictures.
Yeah,
I don't
you
know
you
how
were
I
you were
pick.
spending that time like focusing on this woman to try to like make sure you have her stuff committed to memory.
Okay.
I would like to actually say a little blessing on the road. I mean, this is just to myself, like an Aquan. Since it, maybe I'm being superstitious now, but since it was the site of so much death, and then have they gathered has the party like gathered the bodies in their looting, or are they all still scattered about?
Scattered.
They're pretty scattered. In fact, they're probably more scattered now than they were before.
I would, Spoot will suggest,
Your
if I
friends
say,
who are looting are not very careful.
forgive me, everyone, if this just delays our journey further, but I do think for the purposes of clearing the road and making it once again open for travel, perhaps we should gather these bodies off. In the very least, we can throw them in the river and let.
Say, chuck him in the lake.
Yeah.
Pollute the water.
Yes, that's. I mean, if you have a better idea, that's fine. I don't think we have time to bury them, but perhaps we should at least clear them off the middle of the road.
This is when, Spoot, you remember that there are like 5 foxholes that they dug.
Oh my gosh, they dug their own graves.
Ha!
And I think we should put them in those holes.
I'm sure Defect can put them back in those holes.
I'll help you, Defect.
Defect has no problem. It was just like grab 2 by the feet, just started dragging them.
Yeah, there are 5 foxholes and 6 bodies.
Greg.
Can we get 2 in 1?
Greg.
Yeah, you can get 2 in 1 if
What?
you like cram it in.
What would happen if we threw one of these through the portal?
No.
No.
While
Would it
they're
come back?
when there's like the last body there when they're dragging the other ones,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tear open the portal and try to like alley-oop it into it. See what
Why would you
happens.
throw a dead body?
Okay. So
Where's it gonna go?
Good. Living
Where's
there.
it gonna go?
so this is the portal to.
The Astral Sea.
All right. So you slice through the air, and space opens up a rift in front of you, and those of you on Adis's side, Greg, presumably, you see this immense black void filled with stars and floating like mists, and like it looks like liquidy clouds kind of floating through. Strange formations in the distance, the occasional bit of rock or something. And you throw this body through it, and it just slowly tumbles and floats away under its own momentum.
Like no gravity, like 0 gravity kind of thing.
Yeah. Just,
Interesting.
Can we watch and see if it comes back?
yeah,
Or,
you
like,
watch
the
it.
direction at all?
It lasts for a minute.
Yeah, you watch it for a minute, and then the portal reseals itself, and it just kept floating.
You've just
I guess
opened
that?
up the world's garbage disposal.
Do you think there are things in the Astral Sea that will eat it?
I've heard tales of things, but supposedly every plane, I guess, has something living in it. No?
Yeah. I'm not really experienced with the planes, so I don't know. But that
I
was
was
cool.
just curious if it closed, if like it spit whatever I threw back out.
Nope.
Oh.
It did not.
Huh. Well, we learned
That was a
something.
portal experiment I can get behind. Good job.
Now I'm just curious what would happen if they were alive. Would then it
Oh, I
spit
mean-
them out?
Oh, would they stop breathing?
Is there air? I don't know.
I don't know.
You don't.
Science.
These are questions.
Is this science? Can you can you consider this science?
Greg says,
Well,
"Hey,
we did
Olive,
it with another
come
one.
over here."
What happens if you open it back up? Can we still see the guy?
I can do it tomorrow. Well, I was just curious. Like, did they at some point see that there's no body and that Greg Adis are just like looking into the air blankly.
Yeah, eventually they turned around to figure out how to cram this other body in, and there was no body left.
Just like Greg and Adis are just like facing you guys, so you can't see the portal. We're just like looking into something.
Greg is taking notes.
Can I use
Make an
perception?
insight check.
Inside, yeah, like
Make an insight check, Spoot. Go for it.
like something's up, obviously.
Okay, with a 26 insight,
Oh my.
you know that Adis and Greg are up to some shit, and they did something with that body that you're suspicious of. You know Adis has that like teleporting sword thing, but you don't know exactly what it does, and you don't see the body anywhere else. And they are just kind of staring into the space between you all. So you're pretty sure that they done something sneaky shit. Like, yeah.
I mean, it was dead.
Suspicion is high that they have disrespected the fallen.
That's actually what bothers me the most. I'm all for science, but
Plus, you know,
Spook-
Greg is running this rambling commentary of, do you think there's air? Like, what if they were alive? Like, what if we throw a dog in there? What if we throw a monkey in there? Like, just this
No, I wouldn't throw a monkey
rambling,
or not. Yeah,
rambling
okay.
stream of consciousness that is
DC was
Can a
Greg.
bird flap its
Probably.
wings that actually change its direction in there? Because it kind of just seemed to be like floating around. Would that work? I guess if there's not air, it wouldn't work. Is that a thing that I even know? I don't know.
Greg,
What does air do?
Spook calls out. Adis,
Yes.
could you just grab me some stones about this big?
Sure. And I'll try to pick up rocks.
And I'm going to go over as well and pick up some rocks. And what I'm going to do with them is I'm just going to place them kind of over the foxholes. You know, I'm assuming we've tried to like roughly cover the area back up, so people
Yeah,
don't walk by to see.
Yeah, you figured out from context and everything that like all the dirt they used to like fill in the roadblock was the stuff they dug out from the foxholes, so you can like put it over them.
I'm already a cleric, but I was a bit moved perhaps by the like brief conversation I had with the archer, and I do understand they're still people, so I'm going to give them the last rites, and I'm just going to kind of like put some rocks over their foxholes as like little ceremonious things.
Yeah.
I mean, they killed a bunch of people. Probably. Do you think they deserve it? I know. I don't. I probably wouldn't deserve it.
I'm not sure if I'm able to judge that entirely. I disagree with all of their actions entirely, and I think our actions were just. But it just doesn't quite sit right with me to leave them, at least in this moment.
I mean, there'll be a good dinner for some scavenger.
Yeah, well, that's what I do.
Something out there is going to make good use of.
Yeah, the circle of life. I will not in any way mention that I kind of suspect Greg and Adis up to something, other than like I might look at them long enough for them to maybe figure it out that I know.
I mean,
we're not really hiding it.
no.
True, very true. The DC was probably quite low on that.
Yeah. They were obviously up to shenanigans.
When I'm finished saying some very brief prayers, like we're talking very brief,
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready to go.
And then Adis is gonna lean down to Greg. We should throw the dwarf lady in there.
Well, but if we do, okay. But I kind of want to just like kill her too. But I guess if we can only watch for a minute, is that long enough? Because what if you can survive?
But I mean, maybe. But we don't know about anything in there, so she might get eaten by something.
Okay, that'd be kind of cool. I don't know. We should tell Defect because that Defect kind of wants a duster.
Yeah, but I mean, dust or possibly suffocating or being eaten alive.
what if we put the dust in, and would the particles behave differently because they're separated? Maybe there is some sort of error, because there were clouds and rocks that were moving independently of each other, but the body moved as a piece. So if you put the dust in, is it going to show different currents? Are there currents? There's currents in air. But then, how can there be currents if there's no air, if you can't breathe?
So, as you have this discussion and begin walking away, it's a little after midday at this point. Well, probably like early afternoon with all the clearing and the foxholing and whatnot, and other shenanigans that ensued. So you continue on. The way seems to be clear and open. Eventually, you kind of get out of this area after a few hours of like cliff travel, and the cliff higher up kind of comes back down to ground level, and the plains are once again open off to the far side, and the lake right on the near side as the road begins slowly moving away from the edge of the lake again. And the sun begins to set.
Is Fayharbor like in the horizon at some point?
Not yet.
Okay. Well, are there any nice areas to set up camp?
Yeah, it's wide open. There's a bunch of brambles around, but you can clear them. It's not hard.
Okay. Well, it's like we're not at an angle. There's no more hill. It's just
No, it's back to being flat and wide.
okay.
Is there any cover at all?
No, it's pretty open.
Well, let's I guess clear this spot for the tent and the campfire.
Yeah.
Do we want to cook dinner tonight or just eat the berries? So I can go try
I'm
to find
hungry after all that killing. I do have some rations still.
But
If
you
you
want
don't want to
something-
hunt but don't want a good berry.
I mean, I can go see what I can try to find.
I still have a giant bag of rice.
We
I
do
can
have a
make some-
pot in the bag.
I can make some tea.
You guys
Okay.
start boiling the rice. I will be back.
Well,
Got a
yeah,
bag
I
of
mean,
rice
what
and
are
some extra
rations?
spices.
There is also a
Maybe I
lake
should-
like right next to you.
Boo can go fishing. Find a stick. I'll make you a fishing rod.
That's an excellent idea. I would love to go
We can
fishing.
spear fishing. We have
Oh,
a
my
returning
goodness.
javelin.
Yes.
go.
Yeah, we have another javelin, like an extra stationary one, don't we?
Yeah.
Extra
I think
stationery.
Defect has more than one, yeah.
An extra javelin that is stationary.
Or
Have
just
stationary.
a regular javelin.
It is stationary if you don't move it. I mean, it doesn't return. Never mind.
Indeed. Yeah, so it's up to you what you want to do.
I mean, I'm gonna go do my thing.
All right.
I don't really know how to fish. I don't think.
I have a net, so I might could try that. I will attempt fishing. I would
Oh, I
need
do
to
also
blow
have
off
a
some
net.
steam. I need to
Great.
blow off some-
Mine
So
probably
Spoot,
goes
you
in-
can make a survival check with advantage on this one. Great. So Adis goes off and comes back not too long later with a brace of coney, some little rabbits, enough for you all for the evening. And Spoot comes back with a net having caught 5 really nice sized red tuna. Or not red tuna, red trout.
It's a
Could you
feast.
imagine? That would
I
be
think-
a giant net that you would need.
It'd be the size of Spoot.
All right, that's better.
I think Spoot is just grinning ear to ear. I guess I have ears. I have ears.
Give your holes.
Ear hole to ear hole. With this net of fish.
Yeah.
Can I, as well as like hunting, I'm just curious with like when I go off and do that, can I find like edible plants or like spices or anything like that?
Yeah.
I've got a bag of spices that I'm carrying.
Okay. Spare parsley, cilantro.
Yeah, you can find herbs and like wild lettuce and whatever. That's fine.
You're welcome
Yes,
to use.
I will bring home extra lettuce.
All right. Great. I know how
Tastes
much
like.
you all love lettuce.
Gonna make lettuce burgers. So we're gonna wrap.
It
Lettuce
just gets
wraps
all.
of lettuce.
I mean,
Lettuce
let's be
wraps?
to be honest. The only lettuce I've ever had was. Well, I mean, it was like we were always scrounging for food, so it was just kind of what we found, and it was always kind of slimy,
Oh.
and I've never really liked it.
Well, this one looks crisp and green. No.
I poke it.
It is quite firm and not slimy.
Take a little nibble.
It tastes like kind of vibrant green, fresh.
Lettuce.
It's
That's
That's
weird.
not lettuce.
This is lettuce.
What?
Yeah.
That's weird.
This is.
It's
This
not
is
disgusting, but
It's
I don't get it.
crunchy.
It doesn't like taste like much. It's just like chewing on grass.
It's
Well,
crunchy.
yeah.
No, crunchy is like bread crust.
No. Try this part of the lettuce. And I'll like point to the crunchy part. Bite.
It's on the same leaf, but it's whiter.
A bite. Ah, it's
Yeah.
bitter. Why is it bitter down here? Huh. Just like let
You
it
gotta
dribble out.
eat your veggies, Greg. You need all your food groups.
What? No, I'll eat that one. There's one that like wasn't too bad when it was kind of squid. Those carrots weren't too bad. They just kind of like bendy, but right, they're the bendy ones. They're orange and bendy.
Yes.
No. Carrots are not bendy.
I mean, if they're thin enough, they bend a little bit. I didn't find any thick carrots that time.
Well, there's always next time. All right.
You know what they say
Well-
about carrots?
No.
What do they?
Go on, Matt.
What do they say about carrots?
Yeah.
Enlighten
Oh,
us, please. Tell
Are
us.
those
Share the
carrots?
wisdom of the carrot.
If you have to ask.
What?
Is he
If
talking
you have to
about,
ask what, you're leaving me hanging in all ways here. What's
There
going
was
on?
something about fish earlier. Sweet really wants to get back to the fish.
Yeah, so you've all have these conies and these veggies and herbs and some fresh fish caught by Spoot. So you eat very well this evening. Well done. Well done indeed.
I have hopefully let off some much needed steam.
Yeah. Yeah, you feel how like the lake was cold, it was cool, it was refreshing. It was a lot cleaner than the waters back home, like you could see farther through it. It wasn't as murky or as mucky as perhaps some of the waters in Mucklow were. But it was clean. You could see it was easy enough to find fish and get some trout.
Oh, Pete was right. The fishing is good in this lake. It's much better than the swamp, and the fish taste better.
Oh, Pete.
This is surprising to you?
It's new.
Yeah, whereas the fish from your neck of the woods, Spoot, have like a kind of an earthier taste to it. Like there's a lot of bottom feeding catfish kind of deal. These red trout are much more sweet in flavor. And strangely enough, the flesh is also kind of a red color. Not just the scales. So it's kind of interesting.
I have to say, if we ever have time to make it to the swamps, I will treat you to some of our fish there. It's good. It's just different. But the real trick is getting them from a river. Yeah, sometimes the stuff, the fish in the ponds and the bodies of water that are kind of swampy, they don't taste as good. Not like this. This is a treat.
Very cool.
I wonder if
I don't
Spook's
usually
ever
eat fish because usually it smells really, really bad. This doesn't smell bad. It's kind of nice.
You got to get it fresh. This is the only way to eat fish.
I'm curious, has Boot ever done noodling?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, that's what you got to do in the swamp, right? There's all these
Yeah.
logs. You just stick your hand right in there, hope for the best.
Yeah, tickle those fish. All right. Well, you all have a very restful evening of fish talk and whatnot. You feel pretty confident that you'll probably reach Fayharbor on the next day. For the evening, nothing happens during your watches, so you can get started all fresh and recovered the next morning. Assuming you take your times, get yourselves prepped and ready, you move forward towards Fayharbor, I assume?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe we
I
should
would-
pay closer attention.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
What if she was watching?
probably. I
Has
didn't see
anyone
anything.
has anyone seen anything flying recently?
There were some eagles the other night, but
Oh, well, that's okay. Yeah, you're familiar with those, aren't you, Defect?
Damn, they are my friends.
I feel good with them about, and perhaps they can keep the is a hippogriff, right? Not a griffin. I almost said griffin.
hippogriff.
Yeah.
Yeah, the hippogriff at bay.
Okay.
Adis, do you think it's wise to maybe scout ahead a bit, see what you can see before they see us?
I also have my
Uh,
eagle.
Yeah.
That's right, Defect. I'm sorry, I forgot. The two of you could scout together even.
Mm-hmm.
This is. Oh wait, no, he doesn't wear armor. Right. I was like, disadvantage. I mean, how close are we to this city?
You figure you'll get there sometime today.
Did
Okay.
But we don't see it yet,
Wait.
right?
did we rest and I just missed it?
Yeah.
You are just waking up from a long rest.
Cool.
Did you get any sleep last night, Olive? You look tired.
Apparently knows.
Yeah, nothing happened throughout the evening, so
My
we
dreams were
didn't do the
haunted
washes.
by carrots.
Oh, the horror.
So I don't mind scouting ahead. But I'm gonna save my sneaky magic for when we get closer to the city. Because I don't want to approach too quickly again.
Well, the way I am guessing here, their party didn't return. So
Well,
that probably sends a message.
not yet. I mean, I'm sure they weren't expecting them to return right away, because they'd have to still travel the same pace we do back. So we probably would only have a short amount of time before they might be expecting them.
That's a good point. Maybe we need to move fast before they have time to realize.
I mean, we did catch up with them faster than expected.
We could.
Or they were waiting.
I could
Yeah.
use a couple more of that speedy spell to get us up, give us a little bit more of a boost.
Olive, you know this area a bit, yeah? Is there another way to approach the city that doesn't involve the road directly?
I mean, there's the plain, but it's not. It's like the road, just brambly.
There's also the water. It's a harbor.
And
Yeah.
just as a point of order, Olive, you've never been to Fayharbor, so
Yeah. I mean, I've not been this far, but
I'm assuming because of the name there is a harbor, and it's on the lake.
it's on the lake, so that is logical. But I mean, it's not like there is any cover off the road. You know,
My
if you
only
walk 100
other-
yards that way, it's just going to be brambly. They're
The
still
only
going to see
other-
us coming.
The only other idea that I have is, Olive can turn into something maybe very small, depending on what the ball is made of, like a mouse. Go in, and then I could open a portal if it's safe, and we could just walk into the city that way.
We can do that. That is true.
Yeah. if there's a chance of there being guards or anything, they probably know what we look like. I mean, we're kind of distinct, and Lakama is probably already here.
I don't think she's seen all of us. So I don't think she saw me.
And just as a point of order, you were also told like it's a much larger city. It's many times larger than Southbrook, and like it actually has a town guard and all this stuff. So
Right, and they don't seem to be. He's there pretending to be a baron. He's not there.
So
we don't know what he's doing there, but they've certainly seen me, and I'm not exactly common looking.
No, but
Here, have this blanket.
if we time it right, at least like however long you can be an animal, you could hopefully find a safe enough spot to at least get us all in, and then
Yeah.
if they have a town guard, I feel like it might be much harder to get into the town, assuming that she reported what we look like Greg said.
We'll have to see if there's any cover as we get close, because I mean, I've only got 3 hours, so we're gonna have to be pretty close for me to have any time to look around.
I have that spell that would make it much easier to sneak, but it would be much more effective at night.
Right. So if we're gonna get there sometime today, maybe we take our time and get there after nightfall.
Yeah, I mean,
I
I
don't
would.
know.
At least we have the cover of darkness. I'm worried about where y'all are gonna hang out while I'm running around the town as a mouse.
I would more want to get closer, so that you don't have to travel really that far at all before you get into the city. Because you also have to find a way in, and
There are
we can't
multiple
really-
gates and stuff too.
Right.
Yeah,
But for me to be
Like-
close enough to get in and scout around, that means we're going to start from pretty close. So if we wait until it's dark, then we can get closer without being like, "Hey, here we are! We're coming in!"
Yeah. I still at least want to get close enough so I can get some look at it with some sunlight.
Yeah, we gotta see the town. Maybe all the sneaking won't be necessary because it's not run by the bandits,
Or maybe they all left or something. We could just walk right in. Wouldn't that be nice?
Seems unlikely.
Is trade popular on this road? I don't know if we could throw in with some caravan that may be entering the city.
I mean, we haven't seen anybody else.
yeah, this particular road was like made so Southbrook could trade with other places. So
should we cut across land to another road and gate? Like if you have a sense of where that could be.
Yeah, there's possibly more than one way to enter the city, I would hope.
I think we were told that by.
yeah, you were told that like it's a big place. It's been around for 60 years. Southbrook is barely over a decade old.
Yeah. A little rhetorical there. If they built this as an addendum path to a new city, then I'm sure there's got to be another entrance.
Right.
And also the
there's
harbor.
several entrances. And if it's on the water and there's no other good way in, I could turn into something like a frog, swim up and then hop around.
I mean, if I really had to, I could do something like that too. Not quite all the way to a frog, but I could, make it in the water.
If push comes to shove, I can allow us to walk on the water for a short duration, but perhaps long enough to get into the city that way.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's go check it out. We have to eyeball it and make a decision either way.
We still have to walk there. Let's walk.
Don't know nothing now.
I assume we were kind of talking and walking, or have we taken our? Oh, have we not left yet?
You've not left yet. You've been dicking around in the camp.
I thought we were doing this as we were walking. Like
It's your favorite.
Nope.
Jared loves that. He loves it when we just sit in one place and don't move.
It's fine for me. I just, the world moves around. That's all.
Let's certainly get a lot closer and see what there is to see, and stop whenever.
None of us have been there. We have to go.
Let's go. Yeah, let's move. I mean, realistically, that killed like a maximum of 5 minutes, so I'm not that worried. But
yeah, it wasn't a significant thing.
I mean, it takes as much time as it takes for us to talk. So
Right.
All right. So you all head off on the road. Are you long striding or are you just going?
We know we'll get there by end of day
Mhm.
if we don't long stride, right?
Yeah, you're pretty sure based on survival checks and the amount of progress you've made. Like you're pretty confident.
So what is considered end of day? Like by the time the sun sets?
Yeah.
Or okay.
I think we
I
should
would
just walk it.
I mean I'm down to long strider just for 1 hour so we get there a little bit early.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Just so like then we can observe the town in the sunlight before the sun goes down and then you sneak in.
Great. Cool.
Okay.
All right.
All right. I get. Oh, that was not what I meant to do at all. Sorry.
We also got a warning from the guy, so being able to see as we
Yeah.
feel like we're closer, taking
Right,
our
I
time
got-
and sneaking.
he did say we'd find something.
I got
Interesting.
Two
Yeah,
people striding.
And I'll get the other two, whatever
Alright.
the
You move quickly for the first hour, bounding along with your long strider, moving very quickly, little trails of dust kicking up after you. Shortly before midday, I would like everyone to make a perception check, please.
There's another roadblock. Oh god, guys, come on.
Do.
All right.
I have
Hold
no idea
on.
what's going on.
1
I
second.
wasted,
No,
I wasted all
Alright,
my
cool.
good rolls at the end of the day yesterday.
Everyone who rolled above a 10
14.
sees on the distance a dark shape start to come into view.
Dark shape.
Yep, proceeding down the road, it gets more defined, and you realize that it is a city or a town or something.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
It is miles away, but
It's
it starts
in
to
the
come into
sky,
focus.
On the road.
Yeah, it's a dark shape. Up ahead, it's all flat, so you can see it for miles before you come up to it. It's just kind of brambled plains, and you can see as you approach after a few more hours. You can see that there are a few very tall buildings that seem to rise into the sky, and you see like a mass of ships around a portion of the lake. And the road you can see is starting to turn off to one side away from the lake. And looking down, you can see like the occasional small figures seemingly moving in one direction or another along the road farther ahead. And you get the sense that your road is going to meet up with a more main road pretty soon. And that road seems to have traffic on it. And as you continue to approach, you can see that there is a wall around the settlement. So it does have a wall around it.
Is it still made of wood?
It's hard to tell at this distance.
Even
What
for
about
me?
defects vision? You
Yeah,
can see clear up to a
with
mile.
with a 16, you're multiple miles away at this point.
Oh, okay.
But with the 16 you rolled, you're pretty sure it's not wood. It's probably rock or something.
And there's no cover at all on this road. Like we're walking targets.
Yeah, it's open. It's open brambles on this side. Like there are brambles, there's scrub brush, but there's not like big giant trees or giant stalks of wheat or rock formations. It's pretty flat and kind of desolate, but it's more alive than just an open desert would be.
Wait, so you said there's like caravan traffic down by the city?
Yeah, you can see that there's traffic moving in and out of the city.
Okay, how fast is it going?
I mean, it's how fast people or carts move.
Okay, so it doesn't look like it's like completely backed up and people like can't get in the city.
No,
It's the
It's New York
BQE of
traffic.
rush hour.
it's just people coming and going.
I didn't know if they like closed off the gates once the hippogriff rider got there. That was my.
They don't.
mean-
I don't think they're in control of this town.
No, I think it's
Someone's
much too
pretending
large
to
a
be the
town.
Baron in order to do something.
Mm.
I believe they only
Yeah,
control the manor.
Yes. I think it's entirely possible to slip into the city as part of normal traffic. It's a much larger city. It's got to be harder to be aware of all the comings and goings, except for a couple of us. Honestly, we do stand out. So we might have to think about that a bit.
Continuing along the path or the road, it does indeed move away from the lake. You get onto a main path. There are carts moving. There are people talking. There's a group of halflings wandering away from the city. There's a bunch of humans walking towards the city. There's a few like half orcs in a couple places. There's a few half elves kind of wandering, interspersed, even rarer than the half orcs, it seems. And there's one big gaggle of gnomes very excitedly heading into town.
Do they look familiar?
No, they don't.
Or wait, no. What were they goblins before the shopkeepers? that we
Those were
met?
goblins, yes, and they
Oh,
headed
okay.
west, not north. Because
Right.
you were
okay.
like, it's dangerous that way, and they were like, fine, screw it, we're changing direction. But kind
Is
of
anyone looking at us funny?
no, nobody gives you a second glance, really. So kind of merging into traffic, although Defect kind of gets a few looks. Kind of merging into traffic, heading towards the city. As you approach, you see a massive wall, 30 feet high, made of stone, with big front gates that are wide open. Hanging down in the center, you see a banner of blue and green with a red fish and a black squid over it. And there are kind of armored individuals kind of just nodding people through. They seem to be checking in the occasional person. Not really paying attention to who's leaving. They're more focused on people coming in. And so you can see that probably Defect can see it a mile away. The rest of you need to be a bit closer, but you see all this happening. It seems that it's just normal city business, people coming and going.
I think we just go in.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know, there's a lot of people there.
The less conspicuous we look, the better, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you stop, like traffic just flows around you. As people just kind of like, hey, I got business.
Keep walking.
I'm gonna tuck my brim down a bit more.
Sure.
Not that it'll do much.
Yeah, sure. So you enter in, and as you enter, the guards do stop you, and they say, "And who are you? What's your business in Fayharbor?"
We're just traveling. We're a group. We're, interested in the history and what has happened during the past, 1,000 years with the spellstorms and just on the road.
You just need a good
Oh.
drink.
Well, if you want to check out histories, check out the Library of Three. You'll want to check that out. That's in the open air district. And if you want like good drinks, then check out the above decks in the open air district. If you want more of like a dive bar, check out Swabs and Suds in the docks.
Thanks.
Yeah, sure. Keep out of trouble, obey the rules, don't get no stealing, no killing. Fighting's okay as long as nobody dies. Don't mess with any highborns or rich merchants. They have a lot of pull. But otherwise, keep your noses clean and welcome to Fayharbor.
Thanks.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Officer
Keel.
Keel.
Yeah. Corporal Keel.
Nice to meet you, Corporal Keel.
Yeah, totally.
I love him.
Enjoy your stay. Spend well.
Does your first name happen to be John?
No. It's actually
Okay.
Bao.
Okay, nice to meet you, Bao.
Yeah.
Oh, cute.
Yeah. All right. Have a good visit. And he kind of like rushes, waves goodbye as he moves on to the next group. So you enter a comparatively sprawling metropolis. There are people walking around. Most of the buildings are 2 stories tall. There's shouting and selling of people trying to hawk goods. Some people like telling panhandlers to shove off. And you see off a ways the shine of the lake and the docks down below. Welcome to Fayharbor, and that's where we will end tonight's session.
We did it.
You have made it to Fayharbor, so good job, everybody. Well done indeed. So we'll pick up there and figure out what you all want to do in Fayharbor next week here on Nuuli Forged. So let's go around, say goodbyes, plug anything you want to plug if you have a project or something that you think is cool and you want to back. We all know about the Pixel die and the Bluetooth charging craziness that it is. But otherwise, go for it. Let's start with Olive this week.
Okay, thanks for watching, guys. Have a good week. Stay home, stay safe, get a shot.
All right. Moving on to Adis.
Hey guys, have a good week. Thanks for watching.
Yeah. Spoot.
Hey, thanks everyone for watching, and I'm not doing anything, so no plugs. Wink, wink.
Way to make Jared do the heavy lifting.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
It just seems rude to do it twice, and we're trying to be humble. So
Meanwhile, I've Got It has just poured themselves a shot of tequila, so
very nice.
Excuse me. Where's my shot?
have to share.
Hey.
Moving on.
Where's the whiskey?
Moving on to Defect.
Tequila's where it's at.
Good night. Thanks for watching. Catch you next week.
Yeah. And Greg.
That's me. Amber and Greg both say thanks and see you next time. And there's this Kickstarter that I really, really like called Coyote and Crow. It's a tabletop RPG that's fantasy and science fiction built in essentially a future in which Native American tribes and indigenous people maintain sovereignty. It's really compelling. I'm really excited.
Ooh,
Very cool.
that sounds interesting.
Yeah.
And the art looks beautiful. The samples they've got up.
Oh, nice. I dig it.
Please
Cool.
share.
So definitely check that out. And I'm Jared. I have been your Dungeon Master this evening. Thank you very much for watching Nuuli Forged. Please check out Nuuli Forged and follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Nuuli Forged, Facebook Nuuli Forged, and you can watch all our old episodes on YouTube at Nuuli Forged. We're everywhere. Same name, Nuuli Forged. You can also check out Matt and I's podcast, Mid-Level Adventurers, wherever you get your podcasts. It's a fun little informational sort of D&D themed podcast. In the meantime, we're going to do a fun little raid on Mercs of Mischief and just drop in and say hi. So thank you everyone for hanging out with us tonight, and we will see you next week. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.